Like, come on.
Okay. I'm gonna do the recap. We all ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna start out. Alright. A ship engulfed in flame and a desperate escape. The roar of an explosion tearing through the sky as the fire silhouettes our heroes. The enemy pirates choose death over defeat. Their vessel erupt in a violent blaze, but in the chaos our crew managed to rescue an unconscious woman held captive aboard the doomed ship. With the fire at their backs and the sky stretching below, they took a leap of faith. And landing aboard the Ariana's Promise, we will start our game again. We're going to leap forward a little while to kind of get you guys onto the boat as we started at the end of the last one. You all land and you are in... I'll move us to the ship. Ooh, party. And you land on the ship. We are going to jump to this space here. It's a little cramped, but you guys are kind of just in here for a moment with the Captain Felix.
Okay.
Well, I didn't care for how that happened right off the bat. Usually they don't fight so hard. They give up, give us what they can, but I guess that's one way to do it.
They went down with the ship.
Yeah, I suppose, but I mean, it's a wild choice. Just to blow up your own ship rather than just give us a bit of gold. Maybe they just didn't care. Maybe they didn't like the idea that we would have found this girl.
They must have committed vicious crimes.
Sure, all black pirates do. I mean, they usually are cowards when you confront them.
Sort of makes you wonder what that girl knows.
If anything, yeah.
Why would they keep
Right.
her alive?
I agree. I'm just saying, she hasn't woke up yet. Doc's looking her over, and she hasn't gotten up. I don't know.
We didn't happen to see the ship that they attacked before us, right?
Wasn't able to get much of a look on it. It didn't look like nothing special. I mean, granted, we saw it when it was on fire, but from what it looked like, it just looked like a simple ship. It didn't even look like much of a combat vessel at all. Kind of figures that a black pirate ship would just attack someone without any way to defend themselves. But why only the one girl? I mean, she couldn't have been using that whole ship herself.
I don't know.
Maybe she's a princess.
Could be.
I mean, not a whole lot.
Honestly.
Not a whole lot of kingdoms, but I don't know.
She has to be valuable. They don't usually leave survivors.
Maybe she's the key to Laputa.
That must be it.
That's it. You lost me.
Sorry, I don't know what came over me.
Well, she's the floor down she's the floor down, kind of getting looked at. Obviously, y'all did great work. You can take the actual beds for the next couple of days. We managed to get anything on the way out?
No, I tried, but it all got eviscerated.
I have a handful of gold.
That's fine.
Yeah, I got
Well, yeah, they can.
a couple of silver pieces and copper pieces, but that's about it.
At this point, he holds up like a small coin pouch. He's like, that's about as much as I got too, so can't say anything.
Yeah.
We didn't even get a look through the hold. You know,
No.
I assume if they attacked a ship, they should have filled it with something.
Yeah. Well, I was a little preoccupied being pinned between two bodies, so that was a...
Hey, what you
That
do
was
in your
fine.
own time is on you.
Oh, yes.
Well, they
I
were
found
dead, and I was a little concerned because I
Good
couldn't
one,
move.
Captain.
I found a sword as well.
Is it magical at all?
You want to take a look at it all? Do you want to do any kind of check? Do you want to
I-
identify?
I'll cast detect magic.
Yeah, that works.
Yes. Yeah, you cast Detect Magic. A lot of magic lights up around you because it's an AoE thing. And the sword does have a faint magic to it.
Oh no.
Any discernible school?
I would say. Let me look up what this spell is. Similar.
Oh, I also have Identify.
Kind of. It's very light magic, but it's hints of transmutation and abjuration.
You can identify it. I'll hand it to you.
Can we say that I did that ritual that detect magic?
We're all sitting around. He's gonna, if that's the case, he's gonna send you guys on your way. So you're
Yeah.
not just sending 30 minutes hanging out in his little. It's not much of an office, but it's still tight. So he's just like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna take care of it, make some room.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a warlock. I don't have that many spells left.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Look, we shouldn't be too long. We were already on our way back, anyways, to back to the, to the cove, and when we get there, should be fine. Maybe a few more days. Maybe you guys should probably take the beds until we get there.
Woo, beds.
Hey, I'll take a bed.
Resuming ship maintenance protocol.
While I'm doing this, will one of you make tea?
Sure.
Yes,
I'll
one
help,
of you
sure.
make.
I will make tea.
And then I'll sit down with my tome and I'll cast Identify Ritual.
Okay. Yeah, there is like this floor here, the floor down past the infirmary where the unconscious woman is, and your doctor. There is a small, like, arcane kitchen type of situation that's powered on the same engine, and then another floor down, they have the crew area, table, chairs, spots like that.
Yeah. I would have gone to a space where there's like enough area on the floor. I imagine it's kind of a tight ship, but I would have gone to a space where I could set out my candles and my book and sort of do the ritual.
Minus the captain and you guys, there's only 8 other people, so it is tight, but there is room for you, everybody.
I don't require a bed.
Yeah.
So that's one less.
Well, there's only 4 beds. He was taking that into account.
Oh, good.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I'll share with Ben
Yeah.
Pinkman.
You guys have been
Small.
with these guys for a couple of weeks. He's like, yeah, he does. He just kind of sits around. We had to
The
strap him to the
broom
luggage one time.
It's
Just
hard
have
to
to
tell if
roll
he's
off.
awake or asleep, so you're like, hello?
When I was first found, I can't figure out how to use my legs.
Bloody.
You ain't got no legs, boat.
My leg.
Yeah. Oh, your leg.
My leg.
All right. Then we will show. You managed to, without hitch. Your identify goes off. Another 10 minutes, and you reveal a minor enchantment on the sword. We'll show it to everyone. We all see that?
Yeah!
Oh man, that's awesome.
The Landlubber's longsword.
I love it.
Landlubber.
Wow, we could have
I-
used that.
Yeah.
Someone could have, yeah.
I tell everyone what the sword does. Does anyone require a sword?
I don't need anything like that. I got good feet.
Wonderful. I don't.
Well, you don't use a sword with your feet.
Shush you.
Yeah, I was like, well,
Are you
Don't
guys
mock
in the
me.
the crew area down there, or where are you guys at? Like,
uh,
are you here or?
Crew area sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll be in the crew area.
I would
Alright.
have been.
Curious
Probably
how
everyone
it's-
else.
I'm sitting
There's
on the
a-
table. Is that a table or is that the mast?
That's at the table.
Okay.
Yeah, this doesn't have a mast. This
Oh,
is
right.
Yeah, this runs off an arcane etheric engine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got these The sails in the end generate thrust, and then the etheric winds are gathered in by the two pylons on the side.
Are they like paddle sails, or are they like?
They're stationary. They're not like a paddle
Okay.
boat.
So
They
they're
just
wind-
generate arcane thrust.
All right.
But yeah, so you guys are down there, and there are two other people as well. You have the boatswain, who Boat has spent some time with, who is a kind of gruff dwarven man,
Ooh.
and then a Goliath named Boomer. You've got Rurik is the dwarf, and Boomer is the Goliath. He's the cannoneer, and
My friend.
yeah. So they, Boomer, as you say that, calls out and goes, "I thought you had like talons or something. Do you just call it feet? Is it for the sake of easiness or like?"
What do I have? Hang on, let me find my picture.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be a thing about it, but
Yeah, what do you have that makes you so big?
you know.
I don't think
Height?
you need. I don't think you should be asking people about that.
Well, why is he asking me about my feet?
Well, you said you got good feet, and I was like, I thought
Got good
he was
feet.
a bird.
Yeah.
Birds
We have
have
birds.
feet.
Birds have feet.
No, they got like little talons.
Talons
Is that a
are-
feet?
That's
They
a
have-
feet.
They have talons attached to their feet, I suppose.
Yeah.
But they do have feet.
I just have longer toes. See, I stick my toes up in his face.
Okay, well, I just didn't know. I'm
I
like,
will.
you're a bird person. Do you have the bird talons, or do you got people feet?
Yeah. I got bird talons, I guess, with attached to feet.
You got
Feet are what you use to stand.
okay. I mean, like, and he takes his boot off. He's like, a foot. Do you got a foot, or do you got like a talon?
I got a talon.
Oh, okay.
You have toes.
Yeah, look at him. He wiggles his toes.
I have
He only got
long
4 toes. He's
talon-like
missing one of his toes.
I feel like I have
I'll
to ask.
put my foot up to his foot.
Look how tiny your talon is.
Look at how tiny your toes are.
Well, that's rude.
Education system has failed us.
I just. Yeah.
I hooked the sword onto my belt.
Nice.
Listen, Boomer. I have to ask. What
Yeah.
happened to your toe? Because you have.
Oh, I dropped a
4.
cannon. Can't drop a cannonball on it.
Oh, okay.
Be more
that
careful.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to
Maybe
make
you
up
need
like
the
a really
sword.
cool story for that. Like someone blew it off.
No, I mean it was dropped a cannonball. It was like, he fully just kind of zones off.
Think about
8
it.
years?
Like,
I think it's like 8 years.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. We just got the promise, right?
Yeah.
So we got the promise, and we're fighting. We're dealing with some stuff, fighting off stuff, making a run for it. And I drop an arcane cannonball, right?
Uh-huh.
Disintegrates my toe. Doesn't even crush it. It disintegrates it.
Oh
Wow.
no.
It's wild.
That,
Lost in the line of duty.
Hey,
We also
Wonderful
lost about
toe.
a third of the ship at that point in time.
Hey.
God.
You see the discoloration over there? That used to be the same color as the rest of the ship.
Was
Oh.
that from when you dropped the cannonball?
Yeah, we don't keep those in. We don't keep those now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Before the best.
Yeah.
We didn't know that they reacted poorly with the etheric engine. We had them in the last ship and they were fine, and then we got this ship and it was a whole fucking mess.
Wait. So what about the etheric engine makes it react poorly with the?
It's the energy. Like, so what the ship does is like it gathers the magic stuff,
Okay.
and then the cannons the cannonballs, they also gather the magic stuff. Normally it's light, it's just enough to create a thing.
right.
But when you have these two pylons creating all the magic stuff,
Uh-huh.
it makes it boom. It makes it volatile, boy. Come on. You gotta know your words. If you're gonna talk about the thing.
Got him.
I knew that. I said it got boom, and it was the same thing.
Makes it more volatile. Casper is writing in a little journal right now. Got it. Okay, cool. Thank you for answering
That's
my
why.
question.
That's why when you have it, you use the etheric cannons. We just haven't gotten them yet because they're expensive. But like, not like a traditional cannon with a cannonball. They fire a magic projectile. I keep telling him we should get it, but no, we don't have the budget. We have one etheric cannon at the helm, and that's it.
Well,
Is
the
that-
captain knows best.
I mean, obviously, that's why he's the captain.
Obviously. For now.
No arguments here.
Whoa.
All right, you watch that. You've only been here for you've not even been here that long.
Just saying. I have potential. Captain said so.
Yeah, you got potential. Doesn't mean you're gonna take this ship.
Oh, well, you know. Maybe someday.
You shouldn't discuss a mutiny, Ben.
Not a mutiny. Just a lineage.
Right, of course. Did anyone make
I mean-
tea?
Oh, yeah, I
Yes,
was
I-
supposed to help Clickies with that. Oh.
It's like wrangling cats.
I don't think we got a cat.
We
I
probably
mean, we got a couple of
should.
birds.
We got a lot of birds.
Yeah,
Yeah, I prefer
Far
if we
too
didn't have a
good.
cat.
cats and birds.
They tend to
fair.
like to chase me.
We had a cat guy like 4 months ago. 5 months ago.
Isn't it like a thing that cats are good luck on ships or something?
He
Well-
wasn't. He died.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's, well...
Yeah.
Maybe no cats then.
I don't even know. Honestly, we left port with him, and then like 4 days later, he wasn't on the ship anymore.
Oh.
I don't know what happened.
Has anybody checked the walls?
He's just
Lol.
pretty thin.
He
He might be in there, but I mean that's
like,
years ago now. He's part of the ship. If that's the case.
Oh no.
Trust me, if they were in the walls, I would know.
Oh man's petrified now.
Yeah, he probably got disintegrated. Disintegrated. It's fine.
Probably from the cannonball.
Maybe.
No, that was a long time ago. And I only it only hurt my foot, and I only lost a toe.
Yeah, but it destroyed
Missed
like
that
part
toe.
of the ship.
We got better.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think it did, sweetie.
It works. And he motioned his hand over it. He's like, it's fine.
Did he just like not have a toe, or did he regrow a toe?
No, his toe's gone.
No, yeah. It's,
Like,
the toe was gone.
It's his big toe. It's just not there anymore.
I can't imagine that not having a toe is that it got better, but
No, the ship got better. Not
Oh,
having
the
a toe is fine. I got a
oh,
boot.
the ship is
Oh.
fine. But I worry about your balance.
Yeah, I was gonna say your balance must be awful. No offense.
These things have a tendency to tilt,
I don't think I have one of those.
especially if a lunatic is jabbing a sword into the engine. What was that about? What could have been on that ship that would be worth blowing up your vessel?
I think he just wanted to kill us.
I mean,
Unfortunately, the ship died.
yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
He wanted to go down as a hero. But, you know, also a villain.
Instead, he killed an innocent ship.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what that ship did, but maybe it was innocent.
All ships are innocent.
Oh.
Well,
I
they're
don't know.
I'm,
Not all
inanimate.
shit.
I feel like you would have to
Vehicles.
ask the ship.
No,
Yeah.
trust me, I know.
You ever met an animated ship?
They talk to
No.
me.
No.
Well, I mean, we do
Me
have-
neither. I didn't.
I mean, we have Bo, so this is like my first, but
Yeah, but he's a guy.
no, but that's Bo.
Oh, his name's Bo. My name's Boomer. I don't explode.
Your toe
Well,
did.
Toe did. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was an external force. He's not am I boat because I'm on a boat?
Boomer,
I'm Beakman and I have a beak.
I don't step on your dreams.
Listen,
I'm gonna walk
Listen.
off.
Aw, you hurt his feelings.
Oh,
Did what you did.
I didn't know what I did here.
listen,
Oh,
I
Lord.
took philosophy once. If anything, we are all Bo. In our
We
in
are
our
Bo.
minds and hearts.
No, I'm Boomer.
But you're also Bo.
No. If anything, I'm cannon.
But you're on a
You
boat,
have-
so therefore you're boat.
Yeah, but what if I'm
If we
on a
think
cannon?
of boat, therefore we are boat.
Exactly.
I'm not allowed to think of the boat.
Why aren't you allowed
I
to
may
think of
not
the boat?
know everything, but I don't think that's
I'm sorry, what, Clickus? Speak up, dear.
Dang it, my voice isn't gonna get picked up by my mic. It's coming
Oh
this way.
no, no.
I'm really trying to let you talk.
I've turned her up.
I just don't think that's how that works.
Hmm.
I'm
that's a
inclined
boat.
to agree with her, but you know.
Listen, I went to college. I went to philosophy.
I was number one in my
Oh.
village. So,
Oh.
you know, I got straight A's.
Hey, me too.
Oh.
I got straight B's.
We only had like 3 people.
Oh, we had like I think we had a whole like campus, I'm pretty sure.
I don't like camping.
I don't either.
It's not as bad as you think it is.
I don't know.
Exactly as bad as I think it is.
Well, have you tried it?
Yes, several times.
Are we
Not the
talking about
choice,
drugs?
mind you.
Did you
No.
do it in heels? Because the boat.
I do think that's a wild choice.
Yeah, that was.
I have
That's
other
an-
shoes.
Or with 4 toes.
Yeah.
That's
But I don't wear
very true, dear.
heels.
Yeah, it was like
I
I'll
have
put my
other
boot back
shoes.
on.
I feel like
When
heels with
we were-
camping doesn't work.
When we were told you're going to jump off the boat onto another, I didn't exactly have time to change my shoes.
You have a change of shoes?
Yes,
You guys wear shoes?
yes.
I feel like I need to buy new sandals then.
Now I'm just imagining like a huge section of the ship is just like Temperance's like shoe collection.
All different types of shoes.
It's just boxes and boxes of luggage, like the
She-
entire thing.
It's different books of different volumes and varieties, shoes, like clothes in various classes.
It's a massive. They're massive tomes that you open and they're hollowed out in their shoes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Like her little area of the boat is just like stacks and stacks of books and journals and notebooks and things, and then there's just like a pile of shoes in the corner. She has one extra set of clothes. That
You have a
includes
change
shoes.
of clothes?
Yes, I think maybe I don't know.
Wild.
I would love to read some of these books.
Same.
You can go through whatever you like, just not this one. And it's the one that she's always holding, that she's unwilling to part with.
Oh, is it spicy?
Uh,
I love a spicy book.
No.
Oh,
I've never read a spicy book.
well,
Wait, does
depends
it talk
on
about
your-
like peppers?
No.
no, it talks about like, you know.
He's referring
wait.
to porn here.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
It's
my
not
wait,
that.
grandpa
wait,
had a
wait,
lot
wait,
of those
wait.
books.
what is that?
No.
I'm gonna walk away and go read one of the other books.
There's like a ton of them on just random.
Anyway,
things.
who gets the sword? Me? The hero?
I took it because I need a close range weapon. But if anyone wants it, I'm more than happy to give it up.
Oh, I don't want it. I feel like I deserve it though.
Hmm.
I
Do
mean,
you-
I'll.
I feel like I've never seen you fight with a close ranged weapon.
I don't. But like, you know, I did. I found the girl, and
Did you find the sword?
Well, no.
That son of a bitch.
I'm just saying. Like the captain said, I did a good job. So
Yeah.
like, I feel like I should get something.
I feel like we all deserve to get a little something. Did you end up getting any coins?
Well, no, but I searched for some, and I got wounded in doing so.
That sounds painful.
Yeah, everyone else was too scared to get hurt, so like, you know, I was the
I mean,
bravest.
Temperance is actively bleeding.
Casper fully has like blood on his face and brain matter in his girls. Sure. Hey.
Like, I'm under the impression that whoever needs the sword the most should get it. I feel like just keeping a very nice weapon as a trophy and not actually using it is a bit of a waste.
I guess that's one way of doing it.
If
Yeah.
you're going to use it, like if you want to learn how to sword fight or something, I will give it to you. Like
No,
it's not.
I
it's
don't
not
need to do
mine.
anything barbaric like that.
Fair enough. I'm not claiming it forever. I'm just. Nobody answered me when I asked who wanted it, so I took
Yeah.
it.
Mm.
I mean, I got spells and, and...
And nobody has brought me any tea.
I brought you tea.
Thank
Just didn't come
you.
through my mic, I guess.
Oh,
Boomer is drinking the cup of tea that you sat down. Oh, I just thought this was.
So I come back and I have like a full like bucket, and it's just full of like hot water with leaves in it.
valiant
Bath
effort.
is ready.
Is this tea?
Sort of, yeah. Valiant effort.
I'll hand you the bucket.
Thank you. I just like look for a teacup. Just like carefully pour some.
How does it taste?
I have no knowledge of what people eat.
It's.
Well,
Do you drink it,
well,
Temperance?
yeah.
Yeah, it's not. They weren't tea leaves. They were just leaves
Yeah,
that were
I
like
just
guttered up somewhere.
I wait for a boat to look away and then I pour it back in the bucket and push the bucket away.
I start spritzing myself with the water under my feathers and stuff. The thing that birds do.
It's a little
Wonderful.
Give a
bit
big
bad.
shake.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
those are
It's amazing how organics consume tea. I will have to log that.
Do you eat? Can you eat?
No,
Maybe he eats other boats.
Oh,
No.
metal.
Oh.
no, I don't.
No.
I'm
was just
still away
curious.
reading a book, but how shiny is this sword? Like, is it
It's
fancy or is it dulled? And...
it's not exactly fancy. It's well taken care of, but there's not a whole lot of like filigree or fancy images. It's not like a cane sword, but the hilt itself almost resembles kind of like a walking cane.
Very cool.
Oh, boat. I have an idea.
Yes.
You should go give the damsel some of this tea. Just pour it right on her. I'm sure that'll wake her up.
Who?
Ooh.
The new girl. She wants tea.
I'd have to make more. The bucket seems to be empty. You drink this tea very fast.
It's just a puddle.
Well-
Next to it.
Work on it. Well, I'll teach you how to make tea. That'll be fun.
All right.
Okay.
Out of character here. Are you proficient in longswords?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Simple weapons.
Longswords are a martial weapon.
Okay.
And typically with a magic item, you have to at least be proficient in it to get the
Fair.
effect of it.
I just have it.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to let you know, just in case.
Yeah.
So basically, what Ben Beekman was gonna do.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I
it's
don't-
different.
I don't fight with weapons. I don't know. I throw ink at people and they die.
Wow.
It is true.
Yeah.
That is what happens.
So we have a boat, a bird, two birds, and a squid.
Like maybe ink.
And then
Ew.
a scholar, and that's about it.
College kid.
That studies us all.
Yeah.
Oh man, college kid.
Yeah, just a college kid.
Starts huffing the ink.
Has there been any word on the unconscious girl?
No,
I-
that's why we need to give her tea.
I
It was a prank I pulled once, and it wakes people up if you pour hot water on them.
I wouldn't do that. She's just been through something quite horrible.
I've heard it
Well-
makes you pee, though I wouldn't know.
It does. That was part of the prank.
Water does make you pee.
Yeah, but like
Yes.
I was saying more like if you put like your hand in like a bucket of warm water, it makes you.
No, you have to drink water.
Well, yeah.
This boomer, he knows what's up.
I know
He
what's
does
up.
know what's
he
up.
he points to the roof. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Not
good
wrong.
joke.
That was good.
I
I'm gonna go grab a book now.
I check my orb of direction to see if that truly is up. I use it as a frame of reference.
Your orb of direction that points at various other things. Yeah, I think that's up.
Yeah, I think it's up.
Yeah. Your current one is pointing like backwards and like down a little.
Mm-hmm.
But it's probably
Yeah.
up.
By approximation, you are correct, Boomer.
Yeah, something of a navigator myself.
Might want to tell the navigator that.
No, she's
No?
scary.
Fair enough.
So I guess I'm going back to the kitchen for tea attempt 2.
Uh,
Can I know what I'm reading? Can
Boogaloo.
I'm sorry. What?
I know what I'm reading about?
What books do you
First
got?
book in your place.
Me? What books do I have?
You
Yeah.
decided you had books. What books do you got?
Yeah.
I talked to you about this a little bit, but I mean there's a lot of books on, not esoteric, but like just like unknown entities. There's a lot of books on like legends and folk tales. There are several like children's fiction books, which is kind of odd. There are lots of notebooks and diaries and journals that are just like chicken scratch scribbled in. They seem to be almost like interviews, but it's kind of hard to make out the writing. What languages do you speak? I'm trying to see if you would be able to read the
Ooh.
diaries.
Aarakocra, Orin, Common, and Draconic. Oh, and Sylvan.
Okay.
I think it's
So- I also have a lot of languages.
I
yeah.
also have a lot of languages.
Did you say Elvish? I'm sorry.
No.
Okay, so you wouldn't be able to read the diaries, but you'd be able to read like the just general notebooks of like places that she's been, people that she's met, dates, times. It's just like random information.
If
on
you
paper.
want, Clickus, you
like
can
that.
give me a just a base intelligence check real quick.
As soon as I remember how to do that.
Yeah, you just click on the word intelligence.
Yeah.
Looking for a 10.
There it is.
All right, cool. You can't like read it, but some of the letters share a similar writing as the Sylvan language. So you can get kind of the vibe of some of them, but you can't read the words. You can you fully respect they are just notes and they're just kind of nothing firm. You'd have to ask more about it, but you can tell if it's Elvish, you know what it is, but that's about where it stops.
And outside of that, there's just like random books that she's picked up on like gardening, and she seems to really like tea. There's a couple like tea books, like how to grow it, how to maintain it, how to make tea, what kinds of leaves give different types of teas, etc., etc. And then, yeah, that's probably about what you'd find.
Nice.
Casper would have gone over there and grabbed one of the ones about you said something about unknown creatures.
Entities, legends,
Got it.
folk tales, that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
He would have picked up one of those books and started kind of flipping through and brought it back to the table.
Valid. What information? That's up to Logan. What I would have collected over the years.
This would be fun. And just roll a d20 for me. I just want to see something.
Uh-oh. Okay. Not 20.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh.
I'm gonna pull you aside for a moment.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Go over here.
I don't even get to know what's in my own books.
I'll see you guys in a second.
So you're reading up on this, like you pick up like a book of mythology,
Okay.
and you're flicking through it, and some of the stuff you recognize, various creatures and things, stories of this, leviathans that, and you get to a page on gorgons. You get to like a 3-page thing on gorgons, and it is full slander. It is like, these are horrifying monsters that will hunt and kill you. Avoid at all costs. These are bad news. So as soon as you read that, you're like, oh, this whole book is maybe not the most reliable.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
bully Zim about her untrue information.
You don't, it's like, you can't know if the rest of it is untrue.
Right.
But you know that for a fact, at least this one is wild, because you know one for certain, and maybe she's the odd one out, or maybe this one was only written about one awful person.
Right, and this Gorgon was one of my mentors, right?
She was your mentor.
She's
She's
my
the only
mentor.
other scribe, astronomical wizard.
Ah, hell yeah. Okay, cool. Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
So,
All
Yeah.
right, then let's do it.
cool beans.
Welcome back.
Hello. So I'm flipping through this book, kind of reading, and I'm like, okay, harpies, whatever, this, whatever, and I stop at a page, and I kind of quickly flip through like the next couple and flip back, and I'm like, Timbrits, where did you get this book from?
I would have walked over to the tea kettle because apparently nobody knows how to make tea. And what Click made, I'm very grateful for, but I did not get to drink it. So I'm making tea, and I'm not really paying attention to you because
You guys are up at the. You guys just wander up to the kitchen as like a group, or?
Oh, I thought like somebody brought a kettle downstairs,
Oh.
or
okay.
I would have just like meandered up and grabbed the tea kettle and come back down.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I kind of glance over my shoulder. What book?
It's a mythology book. Well, it's talking about different like creatures, and it has like harpies and stuff like that in it. But this chapter on like gorgons and stuff is completely incorrect.
I'm sorry, I guess. I don't know. I just picked it up at some point.
Okay.
I'm back.
I was just saying, it's like I feel like the credibility of this book is essentially null and void. I don't know. This is just
Maybe it's a different kind of Gorgon, like a Gorgoner.
It's possible.
maybe.
I don't know. I just
I
I
just
collect books sometimes. And, I kind of look over and see like what book he's reading. Do I know where I picked that up?
You have a lot. You have a lot of books. You can give me a history check. See if you can pull it up to your mind.
7.
7. No. The author. The author is Ignis von Dammen, and von Dammen does a lot of bestiaries, both mythical, kind of hearsay, rumory ones, and more true to life bestiaries where they're in depth. They are manuals people even used to dissect monsters and stuff. And this book is one of the more in-depth novels.
I sort of take my attention away from my kettle that I probably commandeered from the kitchen at some point for personal use, or commandeered from a town that we stopped in at some point, and kind of just look over. If I remember right, that author, he does some like more real bestiaries, and he does some more that are along the lines of fiction or folktale. I always thought that one was sort of one of the more real ones, but I mean, if you're saying that it's wrong,
Okay. I don't know if everything in here is wrong, so I can't give it that, but I mean, just based on this chapter alone, Gorgons aren't like these terrible creatures. I knew one. She was sweet.
well, that's a lot to unpack. And I finished making tea, and I just set a cup of tea down in front of him.
Wait, is that not a normal? Do you guys? Okay.
What about my tea? And I take a big old pot and I set it down.
I'll drink some of your tea.
It's rough,
Oh,
gang.
I've already
It's
had
rough.
that. Thanks.
The how to make tea book that I was reading. Just hand it to him.
Wait, Bo, do you know how to read?
Does this go into the tea?
No.
No.
Our most
No.
intelligent character.
Please don't get my book wet. Please.
Okay.
Thank
No,
you.
look, and you, Casper, like, opens the book for Bo, and is like, look, there are words in here that you read, you look at.
Can I do one of those like flip things, like where you just like flip through a book and be like, I read all of it? Can I do that, Logan? Is that a thing?
You can attempt. Give me. We'll call it base intelligence. This will be
Okay.
hard. We'll put it at a 17.
Oh.
Well, all right.
Well,
It's cool beans.
20.
Cool beans. Well, hey, no.
I'll flip through it.
You do grok the basics of tea making.
I'm
You
like-
miss the finer points, but you do grok. Oh, it has to be specially and slow
Processed.
heat.
Yes.
And then I'll attempt it the third time.
Okay. With your quick grok
Yeah.
of knowledge, you
That's a
don't
good
have
one.
a kettle, so you're like,
I
Give-
pull
give
him
me-
over. I pull him over to my kettle, and I like go through the motions of like teaching him how to make a decent cup of tea.
Nice.
I've had enough of you bringing me leaf water. I'll teach you. Come here.
I mean, that's what tea is, right?
Sort of, but like there's an art to it.
I was like,
There's
usually
like-
it's also supposed to taste good.
The second
you
one
can-
has like cabbage in it.
I thought it was leaves. It is more of like a soup base.
Yep.
It's probably fine. It's not tea though.
It's
It's
not
like a
tea.
spinach
It's just
soup.
made broth.
You made vegetable broth.
Vegetable broth.
Nice.
Oh, actually,
That's usually
I
what
have a
tea
good
is,
recipe. Can I, Bo, can I keep this bucket of, like, broth?
Sure.
I have a recipe that I want to try out. Not now. Not now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, not now.
I was just
but-
like waiting in anticipation.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. I'm gonna store this for later. It's gonna be like a nice little dish my mentor made for me.
You're going to use the cold cabbage water.
It's not gonna be cold for long. We're gonna heat it up, but not right now.
All right. And I just go back to showing Boat how to make tea.
That's a Gispaco cold soup.
I've never
Well,
had that, and I don't.
Something of a cook myself too.
Did you have you told that to the cook?
Maybe
Don't
we'll,
tell that to Ham. Ham, it's his place.
Oh. Okay.
Please don't tell him I stole his kettle either. I have a feeling he'll not be happy with me.
That's a good point. How'd you steal his stuff without him knowing? Is he not even in there?
I don't know.
Oh.
He wasn't in there when you went through there.
I was gonna say,
He just
I
took
was gonna-
stuff.
It's not
mean, this
mealtime.
It's a regular occurrence that
Yeah.
she would like go and just like grab the kettle and leave with it.
And
so
Ham's
I-
a good guy.
yeah.
He's a little halfling man. He's a good dude. He just it's very much when he's in there, it's his space.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there was a conversation where it was like, you know,
Yeah.
I'll make tea for everyone, but I'm gonna take it to where I want it to be.
Hmm. I think it was probably kind of tense the first couple of days, and then it kind of worked it out.
Yeah.
Mm.
I remember it like it was yesterday. That was crazy.
Yeah, I sit with Boat and I show him how to make tea, and at one point, he grabs the kettle and burns me, and I'm like, oh my god.
You take one
I'm-
point of damage.
I don't feel the heat.
What did I do? I'm made of flesh.
Mm. Hard to make tea when you can't have sensation.
I'm learning that, yes.
That's a good point. Is it like a big part about cooking, like tasting as you go?
Yeah.
Can you taste things?
No.
Well, he said. Yeah, I was gonna say he said he can't eat, so I would assume not.
I can mimic the function. I'll take some ball bearings and I'll put them in what's the equivalent to my mouth, and you guys will hear the equivalent to a pinball machine, I guess.
It's like a pachinko machine. Just
Yeah, pachinko machine.
It's like right in my ear. I'm like, oh my god.
I'll find that. I'll find that later. I'll find it later.
They settle into wherever the cannons are that fire out your magic
Yeah,
stones.
cannons.
That's how you reload.
Now he's got
Reloading.
Oh,
That's
who gave
twice
the metal man buckshot?
That's twice the
Jesus
damage.
Christ.
Uh,
But yeah, I kind of allow people to take books from my like pile of books that I just have, probably in a corner somewhere. But the book that is on my hip, the book that I carry into like battles and stuff, that never leaves my side.
yeah.
I don't think anyone on the crew really takes you up on it too much, except for the doctor, and then there is a cabin boy that was picked up like a few weeks before you guys were picked up. And he's working on like the nurse is or the doctor is teaching him to read with some of your simpler books.
Aw.
They get back to the pile. Temperance doesn't care.
Mhm.
If at any point one of them doesn't get back, there was a conversation.
Are there any books about boats on there?
Temperance,
don't
is
know.
that something you would keep?
I mean, Temperance doesn't have like a particular interest, but if there was like a children's story about like a skyship or something, she might have picked that up. If there was like a folklore book that involved a ship, she might have picked that up.
Yeah, I mean, you
but-
probably would have had folklore or children's stories based on well-known pirates and blue rogues.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But like nothing like specifically about boats, but there would have been stories with boats in them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably would have been very disheartened after looking through them at some point.
No.
Yeah, none of them are information manuals or
No.
anything.
No, they're not guides.
Looking like
No.
for schematics or like different types of boats.
Catch him in the closet with some blueprints.
Doing his best.
How I imagined it is if I ever find one of those, it's gonna be like I open it and like a centerfold folds out and it's just like it's a boat, like a long boat.
Just a boat.
Awooga! Awooga!
Look at that rudder.
Oh my goodness. Is there a window anywhere, or like a porthole anywhere close?
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. Casper's gonna get up after closing the book. He leaves it on the table. He's gonna walk over to the porthole. I'm assuming it's night, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
late evening,
Late evening.
I'd say. Yeah.
Cool. Casper, for a few seconds, kind of looks out the porthole, kind of out into the distance. Well, I'm gonna go above deck. So, does anybody need anything before I go?
If you hear any word about the girl, would you come tell me or send someone for me?
I wanted to go check on her.
Yeah.
You wanna go check on her, Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go with Ben then.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
I will stay with the tea kettle.
I'll bring some of the tea.
Oh,
Yeah.
Boomer is the captain. Topside.
I've been here since you guys jumped back on.
Okay. I just didn't know if you had seen him.
I mean, I'm technically off duty right now.
Cool. Then don't do any more.
I
work
did
than
my
you have
chores
to.
for the day, so I'm just kind of
Yeah,
yeah.
I got you.
Unless people come and attack us, I'm kind of just get to hang out now for a minute.
Well, that's nice. Well,
Yeah.
if you ever want to hang out above deck and look at the stars because it's getting dark out, I mean, you know where to find me.
Oh, I mean they're always out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Just make sure you didn't know they're not like
Yeah,
a
no.
random thing. They're
Yeah.
always up there.
Yeah.
They're not gonna go nowhere.
Yeah, but sometimes they're just really nice to look at.
Okay. That's why I like clouds. Sometimes they look like stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Yes,
Love
bro.
him.
Rest up since you got your chores done.
That tea's making me tired.
Yeah.
It's chamomile.
You put a camel in the tea?
Oh
What the hell's a
gosh.
camel?
Oh.
Dang,
I leave. I leave with Ben.
now I really want some tea in real life.
Casper goes upstairs to the top of the deck.
You got people have been walking back and forth past it a couple times now because it is on the way into the kitchen.
Mm.
Mostly just in case they need something like warm water or whatever for any kind of the wounds and things. You knock on the door, and Leora's voice comes through. Come in. Who are we looking at? Who is it? Come on.
This is me.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to come check on the damsel.
The damsel. You're right.
The
Well,
one in
she's
distress.
not in distress, just resting. It doesn't seem to be of a natural sort. I'm not much of an arcane caster.
I try and
but
open the door.
the door's open.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah,
then I just
sorry.
go on in.
Is she-
It does.
Does she look like she's awake? From
No.
what I can see.
She's very pale, very kind of pale, golden-haired human, sleeping. She's been kind of cleaned up, but she still has a bit of like a bruise coming in around like the side of her face, and she's just asleep currently. And Leora goes back to continuing what she was saying, where she doesn't seem to be physically like as if she was beaten unconscious or drugged or magic. She just seems to be unconscious. Just we're going to give her time to rest it off and hope that she awakes on her own. The captain had a few questions he wanted to ask her. I think he wanted one of you once she woke up, if you wouldn't mind seeing if you can get anything from them. But
Yeah.
not sure if that is something you guys are capable of. It's just
I'm good at talking to people.
she may have
So
lost
am I.
her whole crew, so maybe be kind and gentle about it, you know.
Right. Of course.
Okay.
I'm all about being
So-
kind and gentle.
I shouldn't look like this, and I refer to the ink pouring from my eyes.
Mm,
Is that not an option? Do you not always look like that, or?
Well,
I don't mean this to
can-
be. I don't mean this to be rude, but we have
is-
a lot of weird people on this boat a lot of the time.
So,
We had a guy made of goo like a year ago.
the wonderful.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Have you met them? They're kind of a mess.
No.
He left bits of himself everywhere.
Well, I do too, kind of, and I just.
I
sort of
yeah,
brush some
except
ink.
they don't turn into more people.
That's fair. It's not a choice. It's just something that happens, and I kind of rub away some of the ink, and it fills back in pretty
Yeah.
it,
No, that's
slowly,
fine.
but it's still. It's not an option, but I can. I can
Leora is a
change-
full tiefling. She's a full like purple skinned ram's horns. It's like I'm not exactly the one people usually like to wake up to either.
Come put a bag over your head.
First of all, get near me with a bag and you won't walk again. I promise.
It's not necessary for either of us. I can
Okay.
not look like this.
I just thought you wanted to hide your scary faces, but sure.
Well, I can. It's not entirely pleasant, but I can.
Okay.
I also don't think I'm a scary face. I just think it's some people are frightened.
Uh-huh. Anyway, have you tried giving
You're
her
a
some
freaky
tea?
bird man. Don't
Hey,
come at
I'm
me
adorable.
with my whole thing.
I'm adorable.
No, you're
like-
a raven. You're like a scary little bird man. You're a little freak, aren't you?
My head's like doing the bird thing where it just moves all over into
Ah,
I don't know what you're
haunting.
talking about. I was called the
Haunting.
most handsome of my village.
of birdmen. Am I guessing right? Are they all bird
Yes.
people?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure the goo guy was also handsome for goo.
You sound racist.
I go over to the girl. Does she have any? Does she have any tattoos or markings or anything like on her
Investigation
person
check.
that could be like identifiable? Investigation.
Yep.
Wow, I am
Now
rolling like
what?
hot fire today.
All right.
Damn.
oh no.
No.
It's fair.
no, you Leora's gonna stop you from like taking off the blanket that she has on. So
Yeah.
you're only able to kind of look at like what is above the blanket. And she doesn't have any tattoos, no discernible markings. She's got some kind of odd jewelry, and like her clothes are kind of weird, but there's a lot of weird people that have all kinds of different things. You are an ink person, so
Yeah.
just as someone's style is not your own. But nothing that leaps out at you. However, now that you're in the room and you look this person like full face, something like I'm trying to think how to word this. The same pressure that comes when you cast spells or when you advance in whatever this magic is, the same pressure kind of builds in the back of your chest. Like it just kind of there's just this pressure that when you look at her, it just kind of begins to build and then slowly ebbs away.
I start pecking her.
Don't do
out,
that.
okay, if you're going to do a thing, go out and she just starts shooing you off. She
I
grabs
thought
like
that would
a
wake her
towel,
up.
I grab his beak.
and you're being like shooed away.
Fine. Go somewhere else.
You might as you look like a raven, but you act like a pigeon. You bloody rodent.
I hissed at her.
Oh, good lord. Did she come in with any like books or like did you see any tattoos or markings or like a card of some
No,
kind?
She didn't have anything other than what she was wearing. She had she had some kind of robes, her jewelry. They didn't seem to be worth much, or the pirates would have taken them, I would assume. Or perhaps they didn't have time, because from what you all leapt on pretty soon after the ship fell, but I mean, you have to know we not exactly have pockets most of the time.
That's very true. That's why I
yeah.
have this stupid bag.
That's why I have my coat. It's nice. But she doesn't have any pockets, so she didn't have anything. Tattoos, I didn't notice any, but I was more focused on the wounds. She seemed to have taken quite a beating. That looked after she was unconscious?
Yes. Yeah. No.
Okay.
The boat. Ooh,
It seemed like a lot was happening, and then it
a
exploded.
lot happened very quickly. Is she human? The girl?
Yeah. Human, like, early 20s.
It's an odd question. Does it look like how it looks when I change? Like, is there something wrong about it? If that makes sense.
With a 4 investigation, I'm gonna say that she looks like a human.
Okay.
She looks like a sleeping girl, a sleeping little lady.
So there's no like bad vibes other than that weird like
Nope.
magic sense. Do I still have detect magic up?
No, because how long
Okay.
does that last?
10 minutes, I think.
10 minutes.
Yeah, I think it lasts 10 minutes. You took 10 minutes to do identify after,
Oh yeah, I did.
and a bit of a conversation after that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll say you can throw an insight at yourself, see if you can kind of come up with something for that magic.
I'm sorry, insight?
Yeah, insight or arcana.
Arcana.
Different rolls, different things, but you can do either or.
Arcana's better, but I feel like I want to know if it's like me. 21.
21. It's not you. It is this. You know what? Let's go into the other thing.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Whoa! Whispers.
I wish I was still in the room. I shouldn't have pecked her.
That's what I'm
Yep.
saying.
You did this yourself.
Mm-hmm. Can't help it. Got a peck. Pecker's got a peck.
Oh, don't say that.
Speak for yourself.
What?
Oh, man.
I'm sure I'll pick something. Not a person.
I mean, I feel like you don't have to unless it's absolutely necessary. But what do I know? I'm a human.
Mhm.
I don't know how birds work.
They apparently have feet.
With
Apparently.
talons attached to them.
I did Google it. It
Mhm.
says, yes, birds have feet. Well, that's what Google AI says.
Wow.
I mean, I think I
So.
see feet on them. It's just different.
But what is a foot?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Is
a
a
foot
foot
doctor.
inherently human?
I think
No.
I had to answer that in a short a short essay in my philosophy class.
What?
Are feet people?
What makes a foot a foot? And where do we separate the toes from the foot?
Mm-hmm. When does it go from foot to paw to hoof?
I'm no expert. And my character, in fact, isn't even organic, so...
Yeah.
Mm.
If a
Do
robot has a
boats have
foot,
feet?
do boats have feet?
Do I have feet?
Yeah. I feel like these are the hard-hitting questions.
They really are.
They are indeed. Oh,
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 we got a
boy.
roll.
Arcana.
With advantage, too, huh?
I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back.
Nice. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
Wow.
I'm back.
I see you rolled with advantage.
It's true.
Yes. I'm sorry. What's the tiefling's name?
Leora.
Leora.
Liora.
Okay. I kind of turn to her, and like, there's this moment of like recognition and realization that crosses her face.
You all right? Noah, or
I have to go find the captain, and I run and I try and go find the captain.
okay? He hasn't left. He's still in his little office, which is just a floor up. Which is not much of an office. It's just a desk they could ram in somewhere. He didn't want to take up another room for people.
Yeah.
What a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
When I'm captain, I'll have my own room.
He has his own room. It's just that's not where his office is. He wants people. He wants to be approachable.
Open door policy.
Yeah.
If the
Whoa,
door's closed,
Temperance, don't.
I slam the door open.
No, it's just stairs. You just.
Okay.
It's
And
this room here. It's you really come up the stairs and it's just an open area.
I get into the captain's quarters, and I'm like,
No,
kind of.
Yeah, he's in the office again. He's not in a quarters. He's
Okay.
in an open area.
I'm sorry. I'm frazzled.
Sorry, you get to him. You're frazzled. You're good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I
Hey, calm
get to
down.
him,
Hey, calm. I'm not going nowhere.
And I kind
You
of
all right?
brace.
What's going on?
I brace myself like on like a desk or like a door frame, and I'm like breathing kind of heavy, and then there's this like sense of like anxiety that's just like waving off of her.
You do run up, and there is another person in the room already, and it's the first mate. It's Celine Varro. She's a half elf.
Kind of clock her, and I just go, "Hi, So I think I may have. I'm not sure, and this is all conjecture, and I think I may have figured out why the pirates had the girl.
Okay, take a breath. Did she wake up, or?
No, she didn't wake up. She's still asleep. She's fine.
Okay, do you know her, or?
No, I don't
Did
know
you-
her, but I kind of do. Sort of. Not personally, but
Hang on. Celine, can you give us a little bit of space? Yeah, of course. And she looks to you, kind of like, not suspicious, but just kind of like, I hope, okay. And walks away into the other room, into with the where they steer the ship.
I give her
Essentially
kind of like an apologetic smile.
Yeah, she doesn't look upset. She just looks like, okay.
This is run of the mill for Temperance. These things
Mhm.
happen.
Mhm.
So I don't know her, not personally, but I know her through something. If that makes sense, it doesn't. Oh gosh.
It doesn't, no. Sorry.
So
Look, hey, take a breath, take a deep breath, just breathe in. And breathe out. Alright.
Take a breath. It's all good. I'm not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere. She's not going nowhere. What's going on? You need a seat? And he stands up and he kind of offers the chair he was in.
I sit down and I grab my book and I start flipping pages, and it's like a million different languages and all this script if he's like looking at the book, and it's not really anything that he can read, and it's just chicken scratch and ink blots and
Yeah, definitely not with how quick you're kind of flipping through it. 'Cause you kind of know, you have an idea what you're going for, so you're moving past a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I can read all of it with Eyes of the Roomkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just like, I'm flipping through it, and I just go, I haven't told the others. Mostly because I don't really know anything. And I've been bouncing around for years trying to figure anything out, and I can't figure anything out because it's like it doesn't exist. And everyone I've told thinks I'm crazy, and maybe I am, but
What doesn't exist? What? I'm not gonna say I won't think you're crazy, but everyone's a little crazy, so.
There is something attached to me. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they are. And I don't know anything. But there's something attached to me. And I can feel it. And it's like... Lately, it's been like a disappointed parent to me, almost. I don't know. But it guides me through feelings. And I went with Ben and to check on the girl, and he was a nightmare, and...
Yeah, but he's a good kid, though.
He's a good
he's
kid.
young, you know, he'll figure it out.
He tried to peck her. We had to
much.
stop that, yes.
Yeah, a bit much.
Anyway.
Leora probably wasn't happy with that.
She wasn't.
Good luck
Neither
getting him
was
in there
I.
again, just saying.
And this thing, this entity, this person, I don't know, it guides me, and it gives me feelings, it gives me rules, but they're not rules, it gives me goals, and
This is like a
things
weird
to
magic
do.
thing, or?
I think so.
Okay.
And I went to check on the girl, and I was sort of trying to see if there was anything that I could do, and I got this feeling like the same thing that watches over me watches over her. And you've seen what I can do, and I couldn't do any of this before, and now I can.
Right. When you got this ability, what, I'm sorry if this is personal, was this a, what's the word, traumatic experience? Something, and he kind of, looks a little somber, and he's like, was it a, kind of a harrowing situation? Life or death? And then magic, or?
It was bad, very bad, all bad.
Very
but
bad.
that's
Well,
not the
look,
point.
hey, no, I'm not saying it isn't the point. I don't want to get too away from it, but, we've had a lot of people come through it, and that's okay. That happens. Some things, at least this thing doesn't seem to be, I don't know, controlling you or something. I've heard of stories and stuff like that. Sorry, I didn't mean to pull you away. You seem really frazzled, and I want you to know it's all right. Everything's here. It's all good.
I think that whatever is attached to me is attached to her, not in the same way that it's attached to me. Like it hadn't seen her in a long time. Or maybe like it hadn't seen me in a long time. I don't know. It's all very vague, and it's all in my head, and maybe I'm crazy, and maybe it doesn't exist at all. But when she wakes up and you go to talk to her, I would like to be there.
Yeah, of course. Of course. That's that's 100% fine. I think what Leora has said was not sure when she'll awake. We're gonna give her a night, see if she can rest up. So first thing in the morning.
All right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just.
No, you're fine. We're just running down what happened. She's kind of looks around the corner and see if she's like peeking around or anything. Kind of pissed that I didn't get anything for all that, but I mean, hey, we saved a lady. It was pretty good. I'll take that. I'll take saved life over no loot.
If my hunch is correct, she's more valuable than anything we could have pulled off that boat.
Hey, whatever it is, just because she might be some kind of magic thing doesn't make her more important. She was an innocent person taken by bad people. That makes her important.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Look, I know you all are just kind of doing this for the coin, but this is a way of life for us. We do what we can to help people of all kinds. And that's the most important thing. It doesn't matter what she can do for us, what she can do with us. It's that she's safe now. Same with y'all. As long as you're with us, you're safe with us. That's how Blue Rogues work.
Right.
If you want, you can take this room right behind us. I'll probably head down before long. And who do you mind sharing with? Because you'll have to share with somebody. We ain't got too many rooms, and I already offered the beds to all of you.
Whomever. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm not picky. Sorry, I didn't mean to imply that she wasn't important because she's a person. It's just.
I didn't think you did. I just wanted to make clear, you all have been here for a little while. And I'm not saying y'all are just mercenaries or sellswords, but that's kind of how we meet a lot of folk. And I think that Ben's the only one that really knows anything about us. Boat's one of them constructs, and they're still pretty new to the whole world in general. So, and then, you seem to be a little more worldly. You and Clickus seem to be a little bit more worldly, but still, more what you can do for yourselves. No, my apologies, but no offense there. We're a faction of people who do what we can to help everyone. If we don't, the world falls apart. If it was all black pirates, none of the skies would be safe. So we take pride in what we do. We take pride in helping people. I didn't mean to attack you with that. I just wanted you to make sure we're all on the same page.
I understand. I know that more than most.
Everyone's got a story like that. Why don't you get some rest? I'll go send someone down. Alright?
Alright. And I sort of scuttle off, and I don't go to the room, and I go out onto the deck with my book, and I just start writing.
Sure. Does anyone else want to hop in while that was all happening? I know that we had lost. We had some other people walk on deck. Ben was shooed away.
Yeah. I mean,
was Casper doing anything?
Casper was up on deck looking at the sun finish setting, and if when Temperance comes up, was the you said the first mate was shoot off from.
She didn't go far. She went a room over, so they were in this room here.
Okay.
And she walked into this room here, the helm.
Okay. Okay, cool. I didn't know.
If you're out and about on deck, you'd be in this walk around area. It's not much of a deck, but that's where roundabouts you'd be, is along the edge here.
Okay.
If you're wanting to look at the stars.
Yeah, I when Temperance gets out from kind of wherever. You see that I'm clogging up one of the walkways with just scrolls and scrolls of of maps, and my journal is right next to me, and you see that I'm looking up at the sky, and I'm sometimes I'll run over to the the balustrade or the railing, and I'll look over, and I'm okay, and then I'll write in my journal, and I'm where's my pen? Where's my quill? I don't. Aha! Okay, and it's just like frantically like mumbling to myself, like I'm talking to somebody else, and also like kind of like charting essentially is what I'm doing. And then I'll notice as Temperance kind of comes up above deck, and I'm like, oh, Temperance, hi, sorry about the mess. I didn't know you'd be down so soon.
You'd notice that Temperance has her book very close, like she's like hugging it. And she's kind of in a state, and like the ink is more aggressive than usual.
Yeah.
And she sort of looks around and sort of chuckles, and it's just like, it's all right. I'm just out here to do some reading. Carry on.
Gotcha. Yeah. Have you ever? And this might sound weird. I know you said you were gonna read. But have you ever like really just like sat and like looked at the stars?
I mean, I'm sure. When I was little.
Yeah. Well. Here, look. And you see the Casper kind of like guides you to the railing, and points to like a flickering star. It's not like a North Star or anything. It's nothing like. Normally, it's nothing to write home about. But he points. He's like, so that star right there starts the constellation, and he starts kind of making like a triangle shape and like kind of like guiding your eye. It's like, do you see that?
Yes.
And it's like you can see the lines that connect it. I don't know. It's different here, on the ship.
I suppose it is.
It's nice. I don't know. I was doing a little bit of like of research, records and stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like being, out in the open air, it feels different. It makes you look at the stars a bit different too. I don't know.
I don't think I've looked at the stars like this in a very long time.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot you can miss when you don't look up. And I don't know, I didn't do that for a while. But now that I'm out and about and kind of on like a nice little break from college, I get to, work on my projects, what I really want to do. Part of that is this.
Suppose we're all looking for something.
Yeah, I guess we are.
Speaking of which, did you see Ben? A lot happened, and
well,
he was Ben, and we sort of shooed him away.
Damn, fucking hit his ass.
I heard.
I hope we didn't
I heard
hurt
a
his
little,
feelings too bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard a little bit of like grumbling or something like that, and you said something about pecking. I don't know.
Yes. He's still young. He still has time to learn manners, I suppose.
Hey,
good luck.
I mean, you can try, but hey, he seems to be pretty headstrong, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, it can come in handy, I'm sure.
Yes, suppose. I just hope we didn't hurt his feelings too badly. It's just a bit of a delicate situation.
Yeah.
He tried to peck to death.
I'm not gonna ask, but honestly, he didn't seem super upset. But I also was nose deep in my journal. So I just heard the mumbling. I didn't really like feel like I needed to check up on him, though. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have.
I'm sure he'll be fine. If he's not, he'll come find me and peck me to death.
Well, let's hope that I'm not the one to find your body, because that's not gonna be a fun
It's a big beast
conversation to
so.
have.
I'm just on top of the top level of the ship, just the roof, just sitting up there pouting.
Oh, poor
Can-
boy.
we
Can you give me a stealth and a perception check, Ben?
Yeah. Once I remember how. Well,
Yeah.
and then. Hey, I see
Hey.
everything from up there.
You hear the entire conversation and no one is the wiser.
Nice. And whenever
Nice.
anybody walks by on this like balcony thing on the top level, I'm throwing stuff at them and then ducking behind the other side.
That is where they are. They're kind of tucked in the corner to having this conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's snowing.
Just-
By like a wadded up piece of paper or something.
Yeah, just ripping it up.
He's got all of his stuff like flattened out on the floor, and when he turns around to grab another one, something is just now you just huck like a rock at it, and it just kind of rolls it back up.
Did somebody throw a rock at me?
I,
Sort of look
What?
around.
I
How?
didn't see a rock.
Good lord.
Yeah.
Logan, I want to ask, it has enough time passed for me to have created a simple item in nature.
Have you been doing this whole time?
Yeah.
What's this? Depends. What is the simple item you're trying to make?
I'd be making another tea kettle
Oh god.
this whole time.
When did you start doing it? Because you didn't learn how to till like the end of the conversation.
As soon as Temperance left.
Okay,
everyone else-
not enough time there then.
Damn.
Damn.
I'll say maybe another day or two, and you can have a tea kettle done.
Perfect.
Maybe another day if nothing happens tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's
Something's
really
always
good.
happening.
Oh, was that a feather? What is this?
What, I don't know. Oh, it is a feather. Why is there a rock on my map? Is that the one that you were talking about, or?
Probably. It's the one that hit me in the back of the head.
Ben, as you kind of peek over to huck something else at it, you notice something else gets hucked over at it. And you look up to the higher on top of where the helm is, there's another roof.
Yeah.
And there's just Ib, the jump master goblin, is also kind of creeping over there. And he's just got a handful of kind of this ooze, this slime that he's just kind of like.
The guy!
Oh, ew.
I look at him. Does he see me?
Give it a second. See what he's got. You didn't roll super well, but he doesn't. I don't think
Well, I'll
he
make
knows
myself
that.
like apparent to him.
He does not know that. Oh, if you make yourself apparent, then yeah, he's like, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll stick my tongue out and do like the hand like cool whatever it's called. With the pinky and the thumb. I guess
Yeah.
I don't have
Like
pinkies and
rock on.
thumbs.
You're sending him a
Yeah.
shaka.
Rock on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just looks at them and just kind of makes like a bleh kind of face.
Stick my finger in my mouth and go, ugh.
Yeah.
You guys can make a perception check if you want, because they're being kind of obvious at this point.
Yeah, I'll make a perception check.
I'll do the rolling dice motion down near my crotch.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
Oh God. 19.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a 4.
4.
Yeah. No.
Where is
Casper
that
turns around, and then
slime
before he
coming
even
from?
notices, he turns back, and his entire one of his star charts is just covered in a
gray goo.
Oh, come on! I spent like 3 days on that.
Yeah, I burst out laughing. And then
yeah,
run
and
down the
you
other
see-
side.
you see a
Go back
goblin
inside.
and the kingu both just scatter like roaches.
Yeah.
I knew that would
Well,
happen.
He's shooting his goo.
it's fine. And Casper starts to just like roll that map up and all the other maps. Well, I guess that's enough research for today.
Wish
So
as
that
it
map is that goo is something that just accumulates on starships, depending on not starships, on these vessels, these airships.
Oh, gross.
That typically it occurs on the bottom of the ship. So not super sure how he has this, but it is
I
a
can
very.
I can answer that.
You can answer that. You calm down.
All right.
You're not sure why he has this, but it is a naturally occurring thing. It is also a pretty tough adhesive. So when you roll it up, it is now a tube.
Yeah.
You have-
Oh,
it's destroyed anyways. There's no way.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well,
Is it edible?
No,
Okay.
it's non-toxic, but I wouldn't say edible.
Uh-huh.
Is Ben in like eye shot of me still?
No, I ran off.
I think
Okay.
he scampered downstairs.
All
yeah.
right.
Flop into a bed, pretend like I wasn't there.
Which bed do you go to? Top or the middle floor?
Okay, so those are the cannons. Hang on. I
It's
had
these
this issue
back
last
rooms
time.
here. These are two different rooms. They're just built up the same way.
Oh, right, those.
Oh,
Um,
Jesus Christ.
I'll be in the one that's further away from where I was.
Okay. That would actually be the top one because you'd have to go down and then back up.
I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Mm-hmm. So yeah, these.
Okay. Temperance, whenever you go back to the room the captain told you to have, Ben is in that room.
Fair.
Oh hey, buddy. I've been here all day.
Just whenever you get around to it.
I wander to the front tip of the ship,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna get in trouble for this. And I've gotten in trouble for this in the past, but if anyone's watching, you'd see me just kind of put my finger on the deck and start like drawing essentially, and ink pours out of the tip of my nail, and I'm just like drawing various symbols.
Graffiti.
You're gonna hear like a real loud pounding behind you up by where the helm is, and an Aarakocra head is poking out of like a small window. Hey! Hey! Quit it!
Yes.
I have to clean that!
I'll clean it up. I
Stop-
always
no.
clean it up.
You don't! We find these graffiti everywhere!
I'll clean it up.
You have books! Just write in your books!
Fine.
Thank you!
We're a ship full of children. We're drawing on walls. We're throwing stuff.
Essentially. But yeah.
I'm just reading kids' books.
Yeah.
Aww.
You're just reading Hop on Pop. Wow.
I'm tinkering.
it's just
Yeah.
just riveting work.
Yeah. So, anyone have anything left they want to do, or do you have anything you want to do with that drawing, or?
I was going to, and if I can't do this, that's fine, because I don't have a spell for it.
Okay.
But I was going to, like, once I've been shouted at, I tell him, or her, I don't know who it is.
It's him.
um,
It's a him.
I tell him that I will clean it up and that I will stop drawing the deck, and I don't. I continue to draw these symbols, and I don't know what they mean. I don't know where they come from. I don't know this language. And even with my Eyes of the Runekeeper, I can't read it, but I just know the symbols somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try and focus like really, really hard and try and make a connection with the entity that haunts me or whatever they do, and just try and like reach out and try and get any answer to the girl that we rescued. Who is she? Is she important? Like, do I need to do anything? Like, I'm just gonna try and like concentrate and speak to her.
You can
Or
roll
speak
me
to the
a
entity.
base charisma check, like just charisma.
Oh, that was
It's not
was it
advantage,
again.
so you have the 4.
yeah.
So you kind of reach out this question, this feeling, it down this kind of this bond that you have with this entity. And there's no response. You've done this a lot. You've tried to converse with this being before. And you get the feeling that kind of burst of feeling you got before was a lot of energy for this thing. And you think that it may have... You don't think that it's ignoring you. You just think that it used up what energy it has. It doesn't reach out to you often.
Yeah.
So you just kind of feel it that it has worn itself out.
Okay. And then I look down at the symbols and I just like start to think, how do you clean ink off of wood?
Exactly why they're upset about it.
I don't have prestidigitation. Shit. And then
Cut it out.
I try, and I do try and clean it, and it just smudges.
Mm-hmm. 100% that's all that happens.
And then I go to the room that I was given, and I find Ben. Is he awake?
Pretend to be asleep? Is that what you're doing, Ben?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
So he looks asleep to me.
hmm
Oh,
The covers are over me, just my beak is sticking out.
you can do a performance real quick for me, Tommy.
Sure.
Oh, this dude's sleeping. No, he's not. That's 2 rolls.
Did I double
Yeah, we
click?
have to
I
take that
guess I
first
did.
one. You are not sleeping. This is a child pretending to be asleep. He is full.
I just sort of smile to myself, and I scoop him up, and I put him at the foot of the bed.
There's 2
And I-
beds.
Oh, there's 2 beds in this room?
What are you doing to me?
I just put him at the foot of the bed and lay down.
He got
Rude.
caught with his. He got caught with his Nintendo DS.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, I wish I had a Game Boy. I could hide under here with.
You take him off of the bed he was on, put him on the other bed.
No,
go
I
to
just-
the knife.
I pick him up off of the one bed, put him at
Yeah.
the foot, and then I lay down in the same bed. This would have been a regular occurrence.
This is a very small bed. Because it needs to fit into this ship.
This
There
is
are
the
2
comfy bed.
small
The other
beds.
bed has bad springs, so we're often fighting over this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, that's sure. Yeah, that's fine.
It's like a cat at the foot of the bed.
I
He's
stay
not
here and I'm holding on to those covers.
Yeah.
So
It's fine.
What a
I'm not
fight.
sharing.
I just let it happen.
Then I actually fall asleep.
Yeah.
Same.
You kind of push a little bit more boat.
It pushed to.
Do you just keep working on the thing, or do you kind of
Oh,
go
yeah.
stasis? Because you gotta sleep at some point.
Yeah. I get essentially 2 hours of work and then 6 hours of stasis to get a long rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Casper, Clickus, any last bits you want to do before bed?
Please.
Clickies? Sorry.
Please.
I just read until I fall asleep. I might take my last book with me to bed.
Okay.
Yeah. Casper will pick up, like, we'll go to the table, and pick up the mythology book, and like not like haphazardly, but like with a little less care than he would have for most books, he would set it down in the pile and then go to bed. He still cares about books. He just
in the rooms. There are. It's not a lamp, but it is just a like something attached to one of the desks that just has continual flame cast on it. That you just put a cup over to put it out, and then you take it off, and then it's just a torch. So while Quickies is just reading, this just flickering firelight is just going the whole time.
That's fair.
Just if you were trying to sleep through it, just like that's it's like someone leaving their light on.
Yeah.
Well,
It's just a bit of firelight. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
I gotta let Scoob out. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll just take a 5, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I will grab a drink.
I think I'm actually gonna make food, but
Tea.
I'll switch my Discord to my phone so I can still hear.
Okay.
Hey, yeah.
Okay.
I'll go grab some water. Why not?
Everybody take 5. Talking a bunch, my throat's like, ugh.
I feel
Oh.
that. I feel that.
You've been doing a lot of gremlin voices.
Like that.
That's just my voice.
Oh. Ooh. So I'm gonna. Hey, my throat is. I'm parched. I gotta go. Ugh.
You opened my door 4 times while that was all happening. I don't have the heart to keep it shut, you know. And then you're on my side. Is that what you wanted? To that side? Good boy. But now I can pop the door. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Logan.
I've returned. What's up?
I was gonna ask if I could swap one of my infusions since I hadn't used it yet,
Okay.
to use during this rest. Because you can switch them, but like you have to have them like prepared, kind of, you know.
Let me double check.
I can't.
Artificer infusion.
I can't normally switch them on a whim like that. Normally, like you level up and you can switch them, but I haven't used it yet.
What are you
was wondering-
switching? What is it? And what are you switching it to?
I want to switch out Goggles of Night, and I want to switch it to the Familiar, the Homunculus.
Yeah, Homunculus is the 3rd level one, right?
Yeah,
Homunculus? Yeah.
it's there at the start.
Oh, it's there. It is at the start. Yes, but you do still need the crystal.
Ooh, hold on. Let me look up the crystal.
It costs 100 gold.
Never mind then. It'll have to wait. I'll stick with what I chose in the beginning.
Okay.
I will, over the long rest, swap off Arcane Focus and switch to Rope Climbing.
Oh, that's very fun.
I do love the rope of climbing.
Mhm.
I think I stole my crystal for Homunculus.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But are you guys gonna steal from these good guys?
It's a very expensive
Yeah, I mean,
crystal.
we were in like a magic item shop or something. So, I doubt they'll have a very, very expensive crystal on this boat.
Mm-hmm.
It's 100 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm. 100 GP crystal.
Hello.
Hi.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey, great session, everybody.
No!
LOL.
I broke my
It
helicopter.
doesn't consume that crystal, does it?
No.
I consumed
No.
that crystal.
It just built around it.
Hmm.
If you dismantle it, you have the crystal, essentially.
Good shit.
I know very baseline information about Artificer.
Yeah. She's the artificer expert.
I've been playing one for years. I don't know anything.
Not about years.
That's true. I mean, the campaign has been going for a couple years, but we haven't had many sessions. I think. I don't know.
And don't expect any more.
Do we get through our rest just fine?
Yeah, you guys get through your rest just fine. I was making. Is everybody back?
No. I was
Oh.
curious though if I can. There's a full rest button on here somewhere, isn't there? Right?
Somewhere.
Yeah,
Long rest. It's above your resources.
Yeah.
While I
And below
agree,
your characteristics.
it's been a million years since we have played that game, Zim.
Mm-hmm.
It did start in January last year, so we just passed a year.
Gotcha. I don't know. I don't have a very good concept of time.
What
It's
started
fair.
in January last year?
Vessels.
It did not.
Yeah, I see it right now. I'm looking at the first message you sent. January
Was it?
3rd.
Of
Of
2020.
oh, I'm a
Oh.
fool.
No, I'm saying like 2020 what?
Wait. I think
No,
I'm
you
the wrong
fooled
message.
him.
That says 2025, which is impossible.
Yeah, I was like, I was like, we
That's
got
this
something
year.
from Christmas of 2023 in Vessels.
No, World Knowledge was one I was just on already, which I think you created later.
Yeah, that was a thing that I literally sent like
Yeah.
way too late.
No, you're right. A million years ago. We just have only played it like 3 times.
Yeah, only no more than that.
So I've been noting our ship crewmates. We've got Boomer, the cannoneer. Was it Roderick?
Rurik.
Rorik.
Like Rurik Thar.
Rorikstead?
Rurik. We got Ham.
Ham.
Leora. Celine. Ib. And then there was a kid.
The kid's name is Nico,
Nico.
Oh.
Nico.
and the Aarakocra is Garrick.
Garrett.
And
He
Garrett.
hates me.
He doesn't hate you. He's just annoyed.
And what are their
Very
jobs?
much hates you at this point.
Celine is the first mate.
Yeah, got that.
Rurik is the boatswain.
Yep.
Leora is the doctor.
Yeah.
Garrick is the helmsman. Boomer is the cannoneer. Ib is jumpmaster. Ham is cook. And Nico is a cabin boy.
Like, yeah.
I don't know if I'm spelling these names right, but it's
And
fine.
Garrick is a Aarakocra.
Yep. A wingless Aarakocra.
I don't know how to spell it, but that'll work. What's Nico?
Nico is a human.
And then our captain?
Felix. Felix Valrock. And he's a blue dragonborn.
Heaven boy.
Celine is half elf. Rurik is dwarf. Leora is a tiefling. Boomer is a Goliath. Ib is goblin. Ham is a halfling.
We are quite the combination.
Yeah.
You're
Rurik-
in the archipelago, and the archipelago is kind of like the melting
Bosun?
pot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Boatswain.
I've always heard bosun.
Yeah.
They're two
They-
different things.
Oh,
Two
okay.
different.
They're very similar things, but they're two different things.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't think I have all of them.
I think Bosun and Boswain have evolved from one to another because different duties have changed, but I could be wrong.
I will.
Cannoneer?
Cannoneer or gunner, either one works.
Title. I'm missing one.
Who do you have?
Celine, Ebe, Leora, Ham, Nico, Felix, Rorik, and Boomer.
Garrick.
Eric and Nico.
Garrick and Nico.
What's Garrick?
The Aarakocra pilot or helmsman.
Of course, you would
Gotcha,
forget Garrick. You're messing up his floor.
I'm sorry.
It's mostly just because he's the one that was up front, so he was the one that would see you. Because he's just sitting like right here.
Yeah.
Just-
I
God
totally
damn,
have gotten
stop
in
it.
trouble. Several times.
I looked up how to spell Eric Crocker, and I saw it, and I was like, ada.
Aracock.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
That's what it says.
Oh,
Very
no.
silly. Very silly.
Logan, I will be performing my regular maintenance
Uh-huh.
before people are awake. Or when already, well, when they're waking up, I guess. However long it takes.
Warlocks prepared casters? What do they just have?
I think they just have.
I
I think they're like
They're prepared.
sorcerers.
you know or level 3 you know 4 spells.
Yeah.
No, that's right. I could switch my spells.
Yeah, and when you gain a level you can move your spells around, but you're kind of locked in until then.
Yeah.
The new version of Jump in 5e rules, I love it so much.
Oh, and the new version of D&D.
Yeah.
What's different about it?
It's a bonus action, lasts a minute, and adds 30 feet to your... it lets you use 10 feet of movement to jump 30 feet. Is how it
That's pretty
defines it.
crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here's like
that's
a
a
giant
lot more
sword.
than. That's a lot more like Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Way
It is.
better. You can only do that once per turn.
Because it is good in 5e, but it's weird because you have to you
Limited
can't
by
pass your
movement.
movement. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did we get a long rest?
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone except Ben.
Hey!
He was fake sleeping.
Well, I mean,
I-
Temperance probably accidentally kicks him sometimes. You know.
Yeah, he actually takes some bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
My bird bones, no.
This happens
Your hollow bones.
constantly.
They can't handle this.
He's at the foot of the bed, and the
He's now on
the
the
sword,
floor.
the new
Uh-huh.
long sword's poking him.
You're not used to having it. You didn't take it off.
She didn't take off her heels either, so her kick.
Oh no.
Listen, I have manners. I took off my shoes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Threw him in the pile.
Threw him
Yeah.
in the pile.
I
They
have
went to
2
bed.
pairs of shoes.
Big old pile.
Big old pile.
I have a lot of
Yeah.
books, but
Well, how many shoes does Boat have? Checkmate.
very silly.
I thought about saying that I had wheels on my knees so I could just roll around if I crouch.
What kind of boat has
Wheelies.
wheels?
But boats don't have wheels.
They have one wheel.
Do have one wheel. My God. Where's your wife?
I'm
here.
Oh, okay. Hello.
Oh,
Oh,
they
wow.
start. Are you still in the kitchen?
I'm making ramen, but I have my
Ramen?
phone to listen, and if I need to walk to my computer, I will.
Can you make
Okay.
me tea?
Yeah.
What are you doing? This fucking
I-
guy.
I let Scoop
He's
out.
just
got
gonna put
water
a
and
bunch of
come back.
leaves in a bucket.
Walks outside,
Hey.
gets a bunch of leaves.
Yeah, Hey,
some cabbage.
Logan, so I can change
Yeah.
my cantrip. Do you think I should change it to True Strike, or how are we feeling?
I mean, it is Zim's favorite spell.
It is Zim's favorite spell, so that's why I was asking.
One time, and I didn't really read it because it was an NPC.
Yep. And
I'll never
hey,
live it down.
no.
It's not your fault that I hate True Strike with a passion.
It's a bad spell.
It's the worst spell.
It for
It's not
sure is
good.
a bad spell.
Josh is like, man, jump is bad. No, True Strike is bad.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I think jump is fine. It's just not good.
Yeah, True Strike. So it's like it's bad, but it's like it's in the same camp as, in my opinion, as like the Frenzy Barbarian, where it's just like these are traps. These are traps to get people to pick them, and they're bad.
And
How dare they give it the cool name?
name?
People are like, oh, Berserker, that's great. It's like, no, you get exhaustion and you'll kill yourself.
You'll get exhaustion. Stop it.
Exhaustion is the most dangerous thing in this fucking game, and you get it to
Yeah.
yourself willingly.
Listen, at least Zim knew the risk, but decided in my game to take exhaustion. How many levels? 4?
I died.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You.
I
wanted
died.
that.
It's exhausting. I did.
It's exhausting.
It's exhaust.
I died.
Okay, but we have everybody on mic, so we're gonna continue.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. As few people who take over to just kind of a skeleton crew overnight, there was a bit of overlap, but Garrick and Boomer are the two that are up during the night and kind of wander around. Keep themselves put together. There wasn't much. You guys ate some rations. There wasn't like a great meal or anything prepared. You've been a few weeks now since dock, so you're kind of on the last legs of any kind of food, mostly dried fruits and dried meats. But a long rest goes without issue, and we all awake to gather in the like the crew quarters down here, a few floors down, and Felix is meeting with you guys, with you all, just Felix. There's no other crewmate around. So, everyone sleep okay? Everyone rested? Everyone feeling all right?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Good. All right. Hey, I'm glad. I know we took a bit of a beating, myself included, on the ship yesterday. I want to make sure everyone's feeling all right.
No interruption
see if
on
Leora needs to
stasis.
check anything.
Are you feeling okay, Captain?
Yeah, no, I'm
Good.
fit as a fiddle. Leora did come to me saying that a few hours ago our guest had come to. I don't really want to move her right now. We don't have a whole lot of room in the infirmary. I know that Temperance, you said you wanted to speak with her. I'd feel comfortable with one more person. I'm happy to do it, but if one of y'all would take that place, I would appreciate it as well. I know that you all saved her. I don't know if you feel like speaking to her. Ben, Leora did say you're not allowed in the infirmary unless you are the one wounded. She said that she would be more than happy to make you the one wounded, but
So, like, I'm not allowed to talk to her, even though I'm the one that found her?
I'm sure you could talk to her after we get her out of the room, but we don't want to brush her in any way.
Objective wound bin.
Oh dear lord.
I don't mind to come along.
No? Hey. Sounds like a plan.
You two head on up. Leor's in there with it now. Try to be kind, but do try to figure out what we can.
I probably shouldn't look like this.
Look like
I don't.
Just take your makeup off.
you want us to throw a sheet over you?
See? That's what I said.
I can handle it. This is not gonna be pleasant.
Hold on. You don't hurt yourself in any way. You're given a lot of work here. Don't think it's that much of a problem. You're a little weird, but like we got a lot of weird people.
Fair enough.
Just
We
stop
got
making
two
that scary
birds
face.
right here in this room.
Yes. People find the whole situation a bit unsettling, and she just woke up.
I suppose.
Do you need me to cast prestidigitation? I can try that.
I mean, Casper's wearing a sheet.
Well,
You gonna fight it? I mean,
hey, no, hey. Whatever works.
I just don't want to unsettle her. With
all right.
the
Hey,
whole-
if you need to do it, I just don't want you to feel like you have to. If it is uncomfortable, don't feel like you.
Everything is uncomfortable these days. And you watch as she digs the heels of her hands into her eyes, and you begin to
God.
see
God damn.
the ink
Spirit,
that
damn.
the ink that kind of pours out of her nails sometimes begins to like bubble up, almost like sweat, out of her pores until it completely coats her. And then in like a flash, it dries, like flash hardens, and like cracks off of her. And it still looks like Temperance, but she's human colored. Like a more normal skin tone instead of like the kind of paper white that she usually is. Her eyes actually have irises and pupils. They're kind of like a brown color. Her hair is brown. And there is no ink.
That was so cool.
I'm gonna need you to
And
teach
gross.
me that trick.
Yeah, haunting is the word I would go with, but
You see her kind of like stretch out her arms and like crack her knuckles. That's so unpleasant.
Before you go in, Felix.
Yeah?
You swore on the spirits. I try not to do that again. Spirits did nothing to you.
what?
Ooh.
Yeah, I heard you said spirits damn, so I just said.
Yeah, spirits be damned.
Yeah, well.
The captain can say what he wants.
I would just advise that karma will come back, and I just, I as someone who has worked closely with spirits before, I don't want them to hurt you. And Casper
It's just a saying, kid.
Hey,
I mean, I'll do my best, but it is. You understand a turn of phrase. I'm not saying it.
Hey, and I just didn't know if you.
Well, I don't know any
serious
ghosts or nothing. I haven't met an elemental or any kind of,
Hey,
djinn.
I mean, I've known a few spirits in my lifetime. I mean, I talk to them every so often, so I'm just saying.
Just say, you do you. That's fine. But I wasn't meaning nothing by it. I mean, no offense. It's a turn of phrase.
Now that I know, disregard my statement. I'm so sorry.
Disregard.
Awkward.
Now, I'm not going anywhere, so I mean, this is going to be a whole thing. You're going to make a thing about it.
Yeah, hey.
Clickers and Temperance, you all welcome to head on up.
Alright. That was incredibly ominous. I grab Clickus by the arm, and we start to walk up.
Yeah. You make it into the infirmary, fine. She's sitting up. She has a glass of water. She's trying to Leora is trying to get her to drink just some water, get some more fluids into her. So you're the ones that's gonna be talking.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yes. We have this. So she's awake. She The bruise has now kind of firmed up and is just kind of like just this deep kind of purpley color, just kind of around the side of her face, and hello. I take it you're some of the ones who got me off that vessel.
Yes. Not us personally, but some of our other crew pulled you from the boat.
You all have my thanks, of course. I don't know where I would have happened had you all not come along. She like a small smile.
Sort of wondering that myself. And I look at Clickus. Are there any like chairs we can pull up? Is there?
There's one, and Leora is sitting there because it's a tight room.
Gotcha. I kind of gesture to the bed. Could I sit next to you?
Yeah. And she like kind of tucks herself up. She doesn't like think to like turn sideways. She just kind of scrunches up onto the bed.
Yeah, and I sit at the very foot, and I don't take up a lot of space. As much I take up as little space as I can. This is a tight room.
I don't.
Yes.
I don't mean to be rude. Are you an? And she looks to Clickies. Are you an owl?
Yes.
Were you a person turned into an owl? An owl turned into a person? Were you always an owl?
I just am. I am half bird, half person, but not.
Is your mother a bird? Or... How does that?
No, my mother was half bird, half person as well.
Okay. I don't mean to be rude. I've never.
You've just been through something horrible. It's all right if you're a little unsettled.
It is correct.
Yeah, she kind of like a sad look kind of comes over her. Yes.
What you need to know is I am a friend.
I don't have many of those anymore, it would seem.
Well, now you do. I'm very, very sorry for what happened to you. Oh, what was that?
So sorry, that was my phone. I was giving Josh's tea.
Oh no.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's okay.
Thank you. It's in the big mode.
I sort of like scoot over as much as I can to let Clicky sit down if she wants to.
I'm okay with standing.
All right. I'm very, very sorry for what you've been through, but we do have to ask you some questions, if that's all right.
Of course. Mrs. Dr. Leora said that someone would want to know some things. I'm afraid I won't be too much help, but I'll answer what I can.
Right. Just whatever you can remember.
Of course.
First of all, what's your name, dear?
My name is Fina.
Fina.
Yes.
Where do you come from?
This is where the questions get more difficult.
Okay.
I was recently found, I believe would be the closest way to say it. The vessel I was on before the Black Pirates, dear. Black Pirate. Before they took me was an exploration vessel, and they found me.
Who they? The ship found you. Or
Not
was it-
not the ship that you took me from, the ship that they attacked.
Right. They found you. Where did they find you?
in a ruin. I don't know. Before I went there, I woke up in a, and like it was not dissimilar to this. What is it we're sitting on?
An airship? Skyship?
No, and she like kind of this soft.
Ed?
Bed?
Yes, it not dissimilar to a bed. But it was made of rocks. Or one big rock, and it was glowy.
An altar?
I don't know. It was closed. It was like a box,
Coffin?
perhaps.
Going to sound odd. Do you get, feelings, impulses that aren't yours?
She looks at you kind of confused. I don't think so. I think everything is me.
Does any of this, out of character, does any of this sound familiar to what
This shit's
happened to
wild.
me?
No, you know perfectly well what kind of, you don't know what it was that happened, but you have full memory of everything that happened when it happened.
Does it sound like she was dead and was revived?
You want to give me some kind of check?
Sure.
Clickies, you can as well.
Um,
You're welcome to kind of give me a check you feel like making here. Do you want to try and read on her? Do you want to see if this comes to mind anywhere? Maybe some kind of, you want to try a magic? Do you want to try, it would be history, arcana, insight, different things for different things. Okay, insight. We'll get to that in a moment.
Arcana.
Arcana, okay.
16.
All right, we'll start with the insight. She is being very open with you, as you can tell, Clickies. She doesn't seem to know much, but everything she does know, she is putting out there. Almost as if she doesn't know if there's another way to do it, as if lying fully doesn't come to her mind.
Whoa.
She's just kind of telling you, and like, there's not a hesitation. The only hesitation is that she's grasping for words, for things, she's not making things up, she just doesn't know what she's trying to word out.
Relatable.
And then with the Arcana, so in the recent years with this new age of discovery, lots of things are being discovered. Lots of things are being found. Ancient ruins, places that look like large temples. Some there are stories of decrepit libraries, monasteries, mausoleums, all kinds of things. For any kind of story that she's given you hasn't given much. But it sounds kind of like the stories you hear about when they find Warforged or constructs. But she's clearly not. She's clearly a person. But the story of no memory before and awaking is very similar to what you would have heard from various construct people, Warforged, Sentinels, that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
But it's not something you've heard a person go through. Did I say something wrong, or?
No. I'm just trying to put the pieces together.
Sorry.
You're fine. Do you have any memory of before you awoke in a ruin?
If I'm being honest, I don't really remember waking up in the ruin. I have flashes of it, but I was not awake all the way, I guess. Groggy, perhaps. I don't have firm memories until I was aboard the ship that I assume was destroyed.
Unfortunately, yes, it was.
A shame. They were good people.
I hate to ask this, but do you have any idea why you were kept alive?
When so many others weren't? Is that what you're trying to ask?
Yes.
No. I know that people are. I know people. There are evil, people, but to be the only one left seemed odd. I don't think I have any. I can. I can make people feel better. Sometimes. With, and she holds her hand and she conjures she calls magic to her hand, and it almost looks like her hand was dipped in paint, where from the tips of her fingers that color, this aurora nebula just kind of flows down into her palm of her hand, and it's all this kind of, you feel a radiant warmth come from it. I can do this, and I can restore someone's vigor, or sometimes heal a wound much faster than it would on its own. Perhaps they meant to use that?
Does the paint, does it call to mind my own sort of ink magic?
It's not like yours is a physical ink. This is just kind of, it is within her flesh. It's like the skin tone of her hand is changing. It's like it's drawing in color.
Gotcha.
And it becomes it's still on her hand, and it's kind of it's flowing further down her arm, and it's just this kind of, her hand is turning into this kind of swirling, it's still a physical hand, but the coloration of it is a swirling nebula. Like pinks and purples and
cool.
radiant stars.
It's quite impressive.
It's
Yeah.
it's just, and it kind of begins to fade back away. I'm not, it's just, I don't know, it kind of, I don't know why I can, or how. I feel it.
I can understand that, actually. And I don't know, it's very strange. From my experience, pirates don't usually leave survivors. It is possible that the magic you possess is valuable. But it feels like something is missing, if that makes sense. There's a piece of the
me I'm a
puzzle.
grown woman with no memories.
I understand.
You think you're out of the loop. I promise. I've been awake for about a month now, and that's all the memories I have, and I'm a full person. Don't have
very
anything.
I turn to Clickies. Do you think maybe Boat might have some insight?
I'm actually going to suggest
Yeah.
You can speak to your ship?
Sort of. Long
We'll
story.
save that for later.
Yes.
Okay. If Mrs. Dr. Leora would let me, I believe I could walk. Yeah, if you're feeling up for it, that's fine.
And we'll support her. Don't worry.
Hold
I
out my
appreciate
arm.
it.
Yeah, same. On the other side.
And with you guys' help, she does stand, and she's a little wobbly, but she can handle it.
No.
You know, as long as you won't run into too much turbulence, she'll be fine.
Yeah. I sort of turn back to her. There's a lot of odd people. You've already met Clickies. There's another one that looks like her, and there's another
Another
one that
owl?
looks like. I don't know if he's an owl, but there's another one that looks like her but smaller, and he's a crow or a raven.
The last ship I was on was called the Silver Owl.
That's very good
Very
information.
cool.
I liked it. I liked the owl.
That's very
I like it
pretty.
a lot too.
She smiles.
There's also Boat.
Yes,
Which-
your vessel.
Mm,
She pats the wall.
yes.
It's nice to meet you.
So this is a boat. The boat that we're referring to is a person,
Okay.
kind of. Well, he is a person, but he doesn't look like us. Well, I don't look like.
Does he look like her?
No.
No.
And all of a sudden, a giant metal person climbs over the side of the railing.
They're in
Onto the
a
ship.
walled room, but yes,
Oh,
we
I thought
pan
you
out.
just walked out.
We pan through the window and we just see we see on the side of the ship,
Just boat.
just strapped with a full harness, scraping off all the goo and gunk gathered onto this ship.
A clean ship's a happy ship. A clean ship's a happy ship. A clean ship's a happy ship. A clean ship's a happy ship.
He's just got a bucket hooked onto a little mountaineer's harness and just
It's the
wiping
cabbage
stuff
bucket
down.
too.
yeah,
That
just, yeah, it's the
distinctly said
Oh.
that he wanted to keep.
the same bucket. You only got the one bucket.
Yeah, it's that bucket. Casper's like, hey, where did my cabbage bucket go?
Where'd it go? I sort of. Boat is interesting, and he doesn't look like any of us. And most of the time, he's harmless.
There was a man who looked like a dog on the last ship. Is he like a dog? Is he like an animal?
No. Sort of.
His father wasn't a dog either, I learned. They were all dog people. I should have known it if he was. You would. Okay, yes. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I don't look like me. This is a sort of disguise. I look like me, but not like this. Boat is sort of a mechanical man.
Hmm?
I just don't want you to be unsettled or startled.
What is that? What is mechanical?
It may be easiest if you just see him.
Yes.
Sure, I would love to. I would love to meet Boat. That is
Uh,
not your ship.
Yes. I sort of look at Leora for like confirmation that we can leave with her,
Yeah.
and then I guess me and Cleeky's kind of guide her down the stairs and go
Yep.
to where the people are.
The people.
I want to be where the people are.
Yes.
So, do you open the door? I've just been standing there, just in anticipation, just waiting.
Oh, hello.
Tiny bird.
You're awake!
You are not an owl.
You're awake!
Yes. Well, yes, I am awake.
What adventures have you been on? What's your story? I ask, Clickies.
We're gonna slow down. We'll get there.
Fine.
One thing at a time.
Fine.
I can't move very fast, so I would appreciate if we were slower.
I can give you a piggyback ride.
But you're a bird. Do you have a pig?
No. I guess I don't.
Or, well, I would love to see a pig.
I think we have some dried meat that was once a pig. Do you want me to bring you it?
I don't. Yes? Maybe?
Okay.
I don't.
I'm already off into the
Okay,
kitchen to grab some
goodbye.
dried meat.
I call after him. Tell the others to meet in the kitchen area, please.
The kitchen's
Whatever.
right next to you.
Oh, never mind.
This is the kitchen right here.
Yeah.
Or not the kitchen. I'm sorry, like the dining.
Oh, like the
rec
crew
room.
area? Yeah.
Yeah.
Point out. The rec room's a good way to say it.
The rec
Is that
room.
is that where y'all are at right now? Like where you've walked into?
No, we're just outside the infirmary.
Oh, okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure you weren't there.
Yeah, I'll say in that time, Felix is probably head back up to the helm. So whoever's left down in that room is welcome to be there.
Yeah. I'm just out loud talking to myself. Like, I'm responding to essentially like one half of a conversation.
Odd.
Having a very in-depth conversation too,
Yeah, it's very.
but it's only having half of it.
And it's like, no, I'm not gonna touch. Just let me think, please. I need to figure out where I put this bucket, and no, it was here. I know it was here. Just like I said, let me think, please.
I imagine this is a regular thing.
This
Oh,
is a
constant.
regular thing.
I just
Yeah.
sort of go, Mr. Bicker, we have company.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hi.
Hello.
Hi. And we lead her to a chair so she can sit down.
Yeah, Casper also walks over to like the table and it's like, sorry, I couldn't find my cabbage bucket. That
You have a bucket made out of cabbage?
no, it was,
How does it hold water?
So it wasn't a bucket made out of cabbage. It was a
bucket for hauling cabbages.
No, it was a bucket that had like a cabbage broth in it, and I think someone took it, but I'm not gonna worry about it.
Cabbages?
Cabbages.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry. Where are my manners? My name is Casper. I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm Fina.
Nice
Hello,
to meet
Casper.
you.
I just set a plate of dried meat down in front of her.
Oh.
Oh,
Here you go. Here's your pig.
hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is the tea kettle still downstairs in the rec room, or did Ham
No.
take it up?
Yeah, Ham
Okay.
probably took it.
I'm the one who saved you, you know.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I do
The
very
ship was
appreciate
blowing
being
up, and I
saved.
was like, we have to save this person. And so I
Well,
did.
this person is Fina. What
Hi,
is
Fina.
What is your name?
Oh, I'm Ben.
Hello,
Ben
Ben.
Beekman.
Oh, because you have a beak and you're a little man.
I-
It's very
yeah.
fun.
I mean, it's more of a family name.
Are they
But I'm
also
sure-
beaked with little men?
Well, some of them are women too.
Are they still beakmen or are they beak women?
Yeah, they have beaks.
No, the name. Are they beak men?
Yes.
Beak women?
Yes, my parents are both beakmen.
Oh.
Well, my mom wasn't originally. She was
She
Talonfoot.
turned into a beakman? Some kind of spell?
Well, no, just her name. It's like a cultural thing.
Oh.
From Beekman.
Well, I'm Fina.
Hey, Fina.
I think I've
Was
been
your
Fina.
mom
I've been
also
Fina
Fina?
as long as I can. I don't know.
Oh. You don't know if your mom was Fina?
No.
No. Sorry.
It's okay.
Have you seen Boat anywhere?
I mean, I heard him singing a clean boat's happy boat or something like that.
Makes sense.
Ben, do you mind to go get him?
At this point, drifting down lower, or actually probably moving up. He probably started at the base.
Yeah, I would
his,
start
his,
at
head,
the bottom.
his head peeks over a window, and he's just like cleaning the port window on the outside, around like down this way of the rec room boat. You
Do we
can
see him?
He's not hiding in this situation.
Mhm.
He blocks
There
out
he
the
is.
whole window.
That's a good boat right there. That's a good boat.
Make her shine.
Make it shine.
I'll stick my head
Yes.
out and be like, "Whoa, we need you. Get in here."
Can I speak through the window, or
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
is it actually a hole? Does it open, or
Yeah.
is this actually?
Because you don't need it to be watertight or anything, because you're flying.
Yeah.
So these are just they just turn essentially like a I don't know, if you've seen them, but some old trucks have those windows that just turn on the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and it just does that. It turns on the middle, and it's just open now.
So I'll stick my head through first, and I'll be like, "Oh, looks like our passenger is awake. I will be there momentarily."
You?
How much do
No.
you want to bet Nico put him up to that?
I think it's just what he enjoys doing in his free time.
I'll,
Was that your ship?
I'm sorry?
Was that your ship?
Yes,
That
that's
is
Boat.
Boat.
Yeah, that's both.
Boat. That's right.
Yes.
I will, go up my rope, and when I enter the room, you'll notice the bucket is gone.
Well,
Hello.
nobody knows you had the
is gone?
bucket.
No one knows you had the bucket.
Oh, okay. No one noticed I had the bucket.
Yeah, I had no
You'll
idea
notice
you
that I
had-
don't have anything.
You
There's
notice that
no-
there's no bucket.
No
Fascinating.
suspicious bucket. When I enter in, my faceplate helmet retracts back, chink, into my body.
Mm.
Hello. You may call me Boat.
Hello, Boat. You may call me Fina.
How are you doing today?
I'm awake, which is nice.
That
But
is
my
good.
friends all exploded or was sank, so that was not great.
We lost a great many deal that day, including a boat.
We lost 2 boats. I hear.
Oh, gosh.
I hear.
Oh
y'all
my
sunk
God.
The pirate's ship, and then the ship that I was on.
I must add this to the memoriam.
Um,
How can I assist?
I don't know. I just thought I was meeting people.
So,
Oh, nice to meet you.
are you like a princess?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Boat,
Yes.
do you
Yes?
remember your life before you were here?
Logan, this is gonna be a quick discussion, probably.
Mhm.
I don't remember generally.
Correct.
Correct? Yeah.
Not even generally. You have no recollection of anything before you woke up.
No. All data banks are empty of prior life.
Our guest, Fina, she has a similar issue to you. She woke up about a month ago, is that right?
A little under, but yeah, about a month.
And she woke up in a ruin?
Yes. From what
of
I was
some
told,
sort?
I don't have much memory of the ruin itself. My kind of memory comes back to me when we're already aboard the Silver Owl.
Mm.
I thought the situation sounded a bit similar to yours, and
Yes. I was found not in a structure, per se. I was found on an island by our captain. he might be able to tell more of the island I was found on, but did the individuals that uncovered you, I'm assuming, happen to say the civilization or reference to a civilization? Like anything that you were found in?
From what they said, that there wasn't much to be found. They were explorers, or I believe some of the younger members called themselves treasure hunters, and they didn't seem to have found anything of note, myself excluded. From what they told me, it was a fairly empty building. It was. She kind of gets like a kind of like a very thoughtful expression, trying to like drag up anything she can think of about it. I believe they said it was. I believe they said it was they found half of the building was shorn away off the base of an island, and into this structure there were only a few rooms, and my, I don't know, prior residence possibly was one of them, and I was in some kind of box made of rocks, a rocks box.
I stick my finger in her mouth and feel her teeth.
Does
Does she have sharp teeth?
Of him a little bit.
No, she just has just flat.
Oh, I thought you might be a vampire, but no, your
would
teeth
like-
are normal.
To do two things.
Yeah.
Temperance, would you mind casting a spell to investigate our individual here? The identify spell.
Suppose I could. I could do that, or I could do something a bit more invasive. That's up to her, of course.
I don't.
Invasive. Invasive.
I wouldn't recommend quite something that strong yet. Maybe identify, and I can also run a scan.
Identify. And I'll pull out my book. And sort of start to trace symbols in the book with my finger, and my finger begins to pour ink. And I sort of grab her hands if she'll allow it.
Yeah.
And I will
Wow.
eventually cast Identify.
While that's casting, I would like to perform either Arcana or a History check, or Investigation, I guess, as to her background. If it sounds familiar, or if I know I haven't been awake that long, but maybe I've heard of something similar, or
that's
something
fine. Also,
that's true.
a minor piece of note: you weren't found by this captain.
Oh, I thought I was.
No, you were found by, much similar to her, you were found by a group of treasure hunters.
Got it.
You're still only been awake for about four-ish months, but only a month ago did you end up on this ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of check would you like?
That depends on, that's up to you. If you want to kind of see if you can think of a history thing for her, maybe you can get something about, anything story-wise. Arcana would give you different things. It's whatever you feel like you want to know right now. I will give you different information on what roll you make.
An investigation check would be the most effective for me in this situation.
Okay. You're welcome to make. Okay.
16.
16 investigation. You haven't been around for a long time. In that time, you have never seen this kind of garb. This clothing isn't something you would have ever noticed, or even any, you kind of cross-reference it with lots of different types of clothing. And the cut, the style, the coloration, none of it is anything you've ever seen before.
And the jewelry that she has is moonstone. It's not a crystal. It is a type of refined moonstone.
Where do people usually get jewelry like that?
You've never seen jewelry like that. You've never seen.
Oh,
the
goodness.
Moonstone has only been. It's used in high tier like magic items, and refined moonstone is used for fuel for etheric engines.
Oh, good stuff.
And it's not an uncommon. It's not an uncommon resource because it literally rained from the sky in like meteor showers. But it's not exactly an everyday item either.
Okay.
And we want to cast our Identify.
Yes.
Now, when you cast Identify, you learn one very important thing. She is not an object. Identify casts on an object.
It can be cast on creatures to find out if they have spells.
Spells cast on them. Yes, she's not an object. And if you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn if any spells are currently affecting it. No spell is currently affecting it.
Alright.
Did it
I
work?
kind of shake myself out of it. Well, nothing is affecting you. There's no spells that are put on you. No, I'm not that powerful, but I don't believe there's anything tracking you or
I think you all defeated those pirates. I think you're all very powerful.
I believe this means she's lost her memory of natural phenomena. Her garb is very strange.
Phenomena.
Phenomena.
Well, Fina, you said you woke up in a stone box.
From what I was told, yes.
From what you were told.
Yes.
That to me sounds more like a coffin than anything, or like a resting
Like a
place.
vampire.
Not
I thought
like a
as well.
vampire.
You said that word a few times. I'm not sure if I know what that is.
They're like undead that drink blood. They're really cool.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, I've actually met a couple of vampires before. They're very nice.
We do not have time to unpack that right now.
Listen, from what I mean, we've had where I've lived, we've had resting places aren't technically final, but I mean we have mausoleums, and I mean we have coffins like that. Final resting places, very common. So this, I don't know.
What race is Fina?
She's a human.
So you don't remember anything, but how do you know how to talk?
I don't know. It's the same as this, and she does the same thing where she holds her hand up and begins to channel magic into it.
Whoa!
It just kind of, and she kind of moves her hand and kind of like leaves a trail of this radiant astral.
I think I rescued a fairy.
Arcana check. Arcana check.
Make
I
an
want to
Arcana
know
check.
what that is. Arcana check. Fuck.
14 is enough. This is not a unheard of magic. Some people do channel this type of magic, but this is a radiant magic. This is a magic of abjuration, of in many cases healing, and I'll say a 14 isn't enough to get much more than that.
Got it.
And it's kind of like this. It's not something I. Well, I may have learned how to use it, but it's instinctual.
So do you have an instinct of what year it is? Or was?
I don't know if I understand the question.
What year do you think it is?
I don't know what that word is.
Year?
Yes.
Think? Oh.
Year.
Year is... I assume we have some sort of year in this world.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
I'll-
Time, calendar, all that shit.
I'll describe. A year is when this celestial body makes a full rotation.
No, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't have any.
Do you know what the stars are?
Yes. Yes.
I'll describe like the different magic star stuff.
Oh,
You're speaking of the moons.
Yeah, moons. I meant
Yes.
moons. I definitely meant moons.
Ben starts
And
stepping
in
on
character.
things
screws that up.
incorrectly.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, so the stars, they form giraffes, and that's the type of magic that these people use.
I can see Casper like cringing, like
Giraffe magic?
just.
I think.
it's okay.
I would love to see.
I don't know. I
giraffe
use
magic.
guns. Do you know what a gun is?
One of the men on the Silver Owl had a gun.
Oh. Yeah, but you didn't know what a gun was before that.
No.
Ben, I think she's.
I think she's older than guns. That's like the oldest thing in the universe.
Or she's
I
forgotten
disagree.
about guns.
I guess she could forget.
I'm going to.
She like kind of
Go ahead.
pats her. She like kind of like pats her cheek. She's like, I don't think I'm old.
Well,
I don't think so.
I am going. You'll hear Temperance kind of mutter something in Elvish under her breath, and
What do you say
she'll
to yourself?
she'll start to sort of repeat the words, "Show me something. Show me something. Show me something," in Elvish, and she's drawing something with her finger in her tome, and the sort of ink like lifts off the page into the shape. It sort of is like gooey and inky at first, and then it solidifies into the image of like a stone coffin. And it kind of just spins over the book. Is this, to the best of your knowledge, is this the sort of thing that you were found in?
It wasn't black. I don't think. I think it was like these, and she kind of moved. It's kind of like a almost a pearl necklace, but instead of pearls, it's this
It's
like
moonstone.
it's these moonstone.
Yeah.
And it's not one color of moonstone. Like each moonstone is tied to one specific moon.
Mhm.
Each bead or each piece of moonstone on here is a prismatic color of each one of them.
I kind of mutter something else in Elvish.
I don't know what you wish me to show you. I'm sorry.
I mutter "change it" under my breath, and it sort of spins, and as it spins, it kind of changes into that moonstone-like color. And sort of, it's continuing to spin. Was it sort of like this?
From what I was told, again, I don't really have much memory before the owl.
I understand that sentiment. I was asked many questions when I was found.
I'm trying to
I
maybe
feel
jog
quite
your
kindred
memory.
boat.
Yes.
I'm trying to maybe jog your memory with images.
Yes.
Does it? Sorry, Temperance, but does the image feel familiar? Like just like in your gut? Does it feel like you're drawn to it in some way?
Have you ever felt as if, what is the term? I was told the term. As if you've done something before, but it's not possible to have done it before?
Deja vu. Boy, would I tell you how much deja vu I get.
It feels, yes, he's, this, and he's like, tink, 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 tink. This, boat, she,
You may call me it.
that seems very hurtful. Are you okay? Are you sure?
Or boat.
Boat. I'm going to stay with Boat. Boat seems to have a grasp on
this kind of feeling.
My real designation is 8047.
Do you prefer 8047? Your name
No.
has numbers in it.
I prefer boat.
Okay. And I prefer Fina. I don't know if I have anything else.
Yeah.
But
Well-
it's like I've forgotten to remember something, almost.
Yeah.
If I might suggest, or ask, what were you wishing to do before you were grabbed by bastards?
Is that another term for pirates?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Ship
Well, those
sinking
bastards,
bastards.
they, well, before the bastards, the plan was to travel. I was going to ride with the owl. I was going to see the world,
Oh.
explore ruins, see
They,
if
they didn't
I-
want to uncover the mystery of where you came from?
That was it. We were going to explore ruins and find specialists and kind of some kind of we were going to find someone. What was it? Sorry, my I don't.
A name? Are you looking for a name?
Not a name, a place, and it's not there anymore. I don't remember. We were going to travel, and we were going to find, well, try to find
old
other
kingdom.
people. Maybe
A town.
a town, a place.
What's
It's It was. They said it was a. Not a boat, but like a boat that doesn't go anywhere.
a city?
No,
Island.
it's a small. It's a structure with books in it.
A library.
Library.
Perhaps library, if that is a place with books in it. A school.
Like a college?
Perhaps I'm sorry. There's a lot of words for what seems to be the same thing, but I believe it was a library or a school or a college, but that was a person there we were going to go look for,
A professor.
and a professor, an archaeologist, archaeologist.
Ooh, I know this one.
Wait.
Archaeologist.
yeah.
Yes, an archaeologist who has nothing to do with keys. I asked that.
Or arches. Well, they might have something to do with arches.
If it were a very old archer,
Yeah, very
if they're
old.
a very
arch.
old person or a person who does
I-
very old things.
Well, so you said you were looking for a city, and you said you were also looking for your people. If you need...
No, if I'm being honest, I don't know anything about me. This feels like me now.
Okay.
They wanted to know about me, and I thought it was interesting. But at the same time, I don't know, so I don't feel particularly attached to it. Boat, I don't know. Do you feel like
Think
you
of the
have to know
adventure.
about the before?
No, I created a new purpose after waking up.
See,
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well,
what's your purpose, Boat?
I would like to be a ship one day.
Like a full ship?
Yes,
Well, I think that if anyone can do it,
I will find a way.
Fina, about your magic and the moonstones. I saw that your hand changed colors. You said you used abjuration.
I don't know. I'm not exactly a practiced person. It's just kind of, it happens when I needed it to.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've studied a little bit of magic. Is it something like this? And you see that Casper kind of creates like a three little stars, each a different color. One's like orange, one's like a teal, and one's like a blue. And you see that under his hand is where they'll kind of like spin clockwise, as well as like spinning on like an axis.
What are you casting?
He cast dancing lights. Just like right there.
Not the same, but not dissimilar. And she grabs. There's like an empty cup on the table next to her, and she grabs it, and the color from her hand sinks into the cup and emits a kind of prismatic light. As she casts light on this cup.
Oh.
My stuff has to go to a thing, but
Okay. Oh.
but it stays with it. And
Light is
like she reaches down and kind of rolls it down along the floor, and just kind of the lights kind of play along the ground as it lights up the cup.
I got you. I am also going to attempt to cast light, because of my because my laurel. It's a DC Intelligence Arcana check specifically. I'm gonna see if I can roll it.
DC what? I think it's on
10.
should be on your laurel.
10.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I rolled a nat 20. Oh, okay.
Easy.
So I touch. Is there like a plate around me? Or
I'd say there's one more cup, probably.
Okay, so I touch the cup, and it glows a kind of like a soft green-ish, like greenish teal light. So like that. That's an evocation spell. So you. Okay. And that's what I did. That's dancing lights. That was the stars. Fascinating.
It was very pretty.
Thank you. I mean, yours was amazing as well.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, we've kind of saved you from a terrible fate.
Yes, and I'm very grateful.
And I mean, we're not mean people, so I'm sure you'll be fine to stick with us. But we may want to check with the captain to see if she can remain on the ship or do what you choose. When I woke up, chose to find a new purpose and ended up sailing the skies.
I mean, I don't wish to speak for him, but Leora, Mrs. Dr. Leora, had said that we were going to make it to an island soon, and we would be able to have a more conversation then.
That sounds
I don't
perfect.
exactly have another ship anyways, so...
Right. You are boatless. Don't worry.
Yes.
You have this boat.
Thank you. But I'd be more than happy to help where I can. I told Clickies and Temperance that I can I can't do it a lot, but I can restore vigor or assist in helping wounds to mend themselves a bit quicker. Not often or extensively, but hopefully enough to keep people together.
That sounds helpful.
That sounds wonderful.
You should
This-
join our crew.
This one
Absolutely.
right here, and my giant hand will like clasp Ben Beekman around like everywhere, I guess. This organic in particular is always getting hurt.
It's because I'm a hero.
Good job.
We should find your home, and I bet that it's full of treasure and mystery.
It
And
could
then,
be.
like,
Would be
maybe
pretty
you are a
wild.
princess.
What if I was a?
What if you were?
What if I was a
that?
queen?
Oh,
What if you were a queen
That could be really cool.
and I
And-
rescued you?
And listen, if you still want to talk to an archaeologist, and I would also personally recommend an anthropologist as well. I mean, we could probably
You
figure
have
out.
to know that I don't know what that word is.
It has nothing to do with ants.
you have
Don't
to
worry.
know.
Yeah, no, it doesn't have to do anything. It doesn't have anything to do with ants or throwing. Or anything like polyhedrons, anything like that. It's like the study of like how people were back in the day. So if it were these ruins, they study ruins. They study like bones and stuff like that, and it's really cool. I took a few years of that class before, and like you get to learn so much about a culture and things that people used to do, and like how we've adapted and changed even in the short time that we would have been here. It's just cool stuff like that.
The captain on the last vessel I was on, he was quite he was quite excited about ruins and the idea of treasure and lost places. Perhaps he was one of these
Anthropologist.
Yes, anthropologist.
In this time where everyone's been talking, I have left the table, and I've gone over to my pile of books, and I've pulled out one of my diaries in Elvish, and I come back over and I set it down in front of her. And in Elvish, I say, "Is this your first language?"
in the same tone that she's been saying everything. What do you mean?
The same language, though?
In Elvish. She's
wow.
in the same tone that she's been saying everything else. What do you mean? We were talking in the other one first. Is that what you meant? Then that would be my first. This would be my second.
What I mean is, still in Elvish. I noticed that you picked up on my Elvish.
I
when
thought
I
you were
was-
speaking to me. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was casting a spell to create the image, and you picked up on it. Do you feel more comfortable talking in this language or the other one?
I don't feel different. If I'm honest with you.
Right.
In the same tone, in the same motion, she speaks in Dwarvish. If anyone speaks Dwarvish, she says, "I can move to this one." She moves to Halfling, or perhaps here. She goes to Gnomish.
Whoa.
Perhaps I don't know what would be the most polite.
Multilingual. That is a great skill.
Respond in Dwarvish. I can also speak Dwarvish. And
Is this
did
not
you say-
something that all people can do?
I'm gonna respond in Dwarvish. This language is the language of boats.
Is
It's
it?
not wrong.
Indeed.
I did not know I could. Does it mean I could speak to a ship?
Yes.
I
They are
speak-
quiet.
I respond to her in Gnomish, and I'm like, so you do know Gnomish. Fascinating.
But I don't know if I know it.
Well, you're
It just
speaking it
is
fine.
it.
Okay.
I start
I don't
speaking
feel
gibberish.
any different.
Um,
I think he's speaking gibberish.
Oh.
No,
okay.
that was the language of
She
heroes.
moves to
I guess
Oren.
you don't know that one.
She moves to Oren, and she's like, "I thought that since you were a bird, it would be something like this." And then
Oh,
she moves to, and then she fully, very similar to your gibberish, actually ends up coming out as Goblin. She just, in the same proper kind of confused tone, comes full.
Whoa.
I also I try to talk to her from Gnomish I'll shift to Abyssal, and I'm like the same cadence, and I'm like, do you know what I'm saying here? Does this come naturally?
This one does falter her a bit, but she does. It does, but it's not. It feels wrong. And she sinks into a deep primordial as she continues speaking through there.
Yeah, maybe we should stop that one.
It feels kind of like a attempt at this, but as if someone only had half of the language.
Quick, now do black speech.
I start to speak to her in Corey, and I'm like, okay, so I didn't get the last bit, but I know it's primordial. I just couldn't understand it. Can you understand me here?
Yes, I can understand in the same language. Yes.
Fascinating. I feel like
I don't know if understand is the right. It's you say things and I'm not hearing them. I know them.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the same thing.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you're understanding what I'm saying.
I feel like half of us are only confused when I talk in different. Should I go back to the first one?
Yes, please.
I mean, yeah.
Common would be best.
Yeah, common
Then
would be
Beekman.
best. That's what we all speak, but
Does not know what you're saying.
it's fun to see what you
Oh,
know.
I kept up with that. I knew what she was saying. I followed the whole thing.
You seem very talented, Mr. Beekman.
Thank you.
I say something under my breath in Corey, and I'm like, "Did you get that? Did you get that, Beekman?"
She looks over at Ben like she's waiting for you to answer him.
What did I say?
Like just a very open smile, like she has no idea that you're trying to do a mean thing.
So about the I'll go get the captain.
That's
Okay.
what I thought.
Scamper off.
Right. I turn to Fina. And I'm very aware that there are other people around, but I'm only talking to her.
Okay.
There are, this is sort of a weird thing to ask, and I understand that you don't remember much, but yesterday I went to check on you, and you were still asleep, and there was a sort of recognition in the back of my mind, and
Have we met before? I've only been awake for a moment, but I don't believe I've met you.
it wasn't my recognition. It was something else, someone else. I can't help but feel like there's a connection. And I pat the book in Elvish. I don't know very much about what it is, but I've written down some things that I've noticed, that I feel, and if you could, maybe you could read my journal, and we could figure it out together. If you're connected at all. I don't know, sorry.
I wish that I could. I can't read.
Well, I mean, Clicky's Temperance and I know how to read. We could teach you.
Important. If you wanted.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I was like, I don't want to throw anybody like under the bus, so like if you don't want to, obviously, say no.
I thought it was quite amazing that people could put their thoughts into things and know, and other people could know it later. I thought that was a magic on its own, honestly.
Well, I think it would be lovely to know that it seems like Temperance can put other people's thoughts into words and on a book.
What do you mean?
Well,
And I don't know what he means.
I don't know. It just seems like from what she's saying, she can do that. I was like, I can do that.
There
You
is
can do that?
Looking for a lost library. It would be helpful if you could read, because you'll find lots of words and books.
Yeah, it
I don't know
might
if
help
it's a
you.
lost library, but maybe no one
Well-
knows where. I feel like we were
We know
going
where it
somewhere.
is, so it's lost to us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll be found. It'll be a found
Can I
library when we
do
find
a
it.
check, maybe, to see where she's talking about?
Sure. It would be probably a history.
Come on, history check. 17.
Okay. You've been awake for 4 months. And you remember those 4 months pretty well. Library.
Not really boat related.
Yeah.
Unless there's a boat manual in a library, you never know.
Yeah, if anywhere were to have one, it would be there.
An old shipping
Could-
manifest, I'm sure.
Could I make a history check
Mhm.
to see if I know where she's talking about vaguely?
Yeah. You can do it with advantage.
Oh. Uh, 21.
Okay. 21. You know of a lot of places that this could be. You don't know a specific one. A lot of scholars have moved on to archaeology and anthropology because of this age of discovery. Most things are these ancient ruins. If they find an island, it, I'd say about 60% of the time, has at least parts of some ancient building or ancient civilization. Sometimes old tools, sometimes lost pieces of some kind of magitech or arcane different things. A lot of them have moved to that. There is one not far from here. There is one it's not exactly a college and not exactly a library, but it is a place of learning. You would have been there once a long time ago. It would have been somewhere that you would have been through, spent a little bit of time in, and then moved on.
Okay.
But you would think that if they were nearby, that's the best guess.
Okay. There's a scholar's place, if I'm remembering correctly, not too far from here. I haven't been there in forever, but if your ship that you were on was traveling and you were going there, the closest one might be the best bet. At least a good place to start.
Yes. I'd love to. I know that they're going somewhere. Do you all have a vessel, or do you think that the captain here would go there?
We would have to ask, but
Then yeah, I would be very appreciative. You've all helped me so much already that I feel awful asking, but maybe even as a last favor for my the people who found me, it might be nice to go there where they wanted to go. I don't know if that makes sense.
A great plan.
Okay.
it
Yeah.
makes perfect sense.
It does.
The world never makes sense. We just try to do the best of it.
Okay.
I will let you have your alone time, and I will leave.
I think actually there is where we're going to call it here. Is the end of this conversation. We have a
Sorry, would you say something, Alicia?
Can I do one check?
Of
Do I
course.
recognize the silver owl? I just think it's cool.
Yeah,
Like,
you
have I
can
ever
give me,
heard of it?
you can give me a history check.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
You don't come up with the silver owl, but what you do what does come to mind after someone brought the fact of silver and just to the front of your mind, something tickles the back of your head and you think about it and you're like, I think because you're on Ariana's Promise right now. That's the name of this ship.
Mm-hmm.
Ariana is draconic for silver. It's just kind of funny that two ships have silver in their name. You don't think they're related at all. You just think it's just a fact that you're like, that's wild.
Neat.
Neat.
Cool.
Yeah. No, you know that a lot of vessels typically have some kind of flying creature, bird, wyvern, stuff like that, typically in their name, just 'cause
Crow.
it's a flying thing.
No crows.
The only well-known crow ship was the Lone Crow, and it was a ship of a well-known blue rogue.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
All the
Are
lore is so
you-
cool. I just want to know everything.
Lots and lots of lore.
I'm here for it.
I'm so here for it. I want to know everything.
Exposition.
I
dump,
wish-
Let's go.
I wish we could talk to the dead, the people who were killed by the pirates.
I know.
I know.
I want to know what they knew.
They were sinking before we even hopped on the ship.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. Zim will make a cleric so we can go find their bodies and you speak with
Yeah.
them.
Or
You
just,
have a
you know,
cleric
find their
now.
notebooks.
Hold on. Can I use Speak with Dead?
Maybe.
What generally happens to ships that get destroyed?
Oh, they sink.
Just to, like, the bottom layer and just start never seen again?
I mean, who knows, man?
Yeah.
No one
Wanna go-
goes into the deep sea.
You wanna
Yeah.
go to the bottom layer?
I kind of do. I really
There's
gotta do. There,
leviathans down there, man.
there has to be a whole graveyard of ships and information. Adventure.
I want to go down there so bad.
There's a giant egg. I don't know.
It's an egg. I'm telling you.
It is
Like-
my favorite thing to send them messages relating to a giant egg and then deleting the message.
That's really funny.
It's my favorite thing.
I know it's an egg. I know it's an egg.
If you end up if you end up being right, you're never gonna let us live it down. So it's never gonna be right.
Like, if I
don't
ever
remember
get
what triggered it, but Logan
permanent
said something.
invisibility, I think I'm just gonna jump off the boat and take my risk with the leviathans and see what's down there.
Ring of invisibility.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ring of invisibility, maybe some
It's
flight.
crazy that they have blind sight.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like, what's that teleportation thing that Josh was using in the other campaign, where like you mark something and then you can teleport back to it?
That was something Tim made,
That was
Oh,
a special
darn.
magic item. Yeah.
Darn, that would be really helpful.
which was absolutely busted.
Okay, we get the world's longest bungee cord.
I will say, in certain spaces when there's thick cloud, you are able to water walk. That doesn't
Oh,
help
yeah.
you get deep, but
Yeah.
it is something that does happen.
Uh huh.
You might be able to use ethereal travel to get
Yeah.
a little ways.
You could cloud shift. Everyone turns into clouds and just
Oh,
flies
yeah.
down.
Or just one of the
Just
eyes
see
that you
stuff
can see
poof.
through. Just throw it down.
Turn into clouds.
There's a few ways to do it. Possibly, or there's a few ideas to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, forget combat. We're just doing a research campaign now.
That's what I'm doing.
Hey,
Just bust into all the lore.
I gotta level up somehow.
Hey, but it's not XP based, so we're good.
Yeah, no, you see,
Yeah.
you're leveling up by finding locations on the map. It gives you XP.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Give that to me. I want.
The strip, 500 XP.
Yep.
I can't wait to fight over spell scrolls, Owen.
Eh, I have some pretty good spells. I don't know if I need them. I'll let you have most of them.
I can only use some of them.
Okay.
I was very happy with Landlubber's longsword, by the way.
It's really cute.
It's such a stupid magic item, but I love it.
Mhm.
I'm very glad I grabbed the single sword in there.
Yep.
I can't use it. I
Yeah.
think the only one that would fare using it would be Clickies.
Maybe.
And I did re-listen to the game, and
Oh,
I
yeah?
wanted to go run this by you, Tommy.
Uh-huh.
That check when you opened the door and the lightning, and you were like, "Oh, it should have been a deck save." The reason it's a con save is because the etheric magic was trying to rip the aether of you apart. You were trying to
Oh,
hold
It wasn't
yourself
something
together.
to dodge.
It wasn't something to dodge. It was something you
Yeah.
were trying to hold yourself together physically.
Mhm.
Oh no,
That's terrifying.
that's bad.
Mhm.
I think that's rad, and I
We have an atomic bomb on the ship.
as someone
A clean
who-
ship is a happy ship. A clean ship is a happy ship.
Yeah. I like the idea of Casper looking for a bucket of just cabbage broth and then hearing a clean ship is happy. Clean ship is happy.
I love that the bucket is gone.
I'm like, where the fuck is the bucket? Where did it go?
It's somewhere.
It's down with the Leviathans, I bet.
Okay. Hey, you never know.
They're eating some cabbage broth and goop.
I was gonna make some cabbage broth ramen.
I love this game.
Leviathans, man.
Crazy.
Giant sea cow.
Oh, like little tardigrades.
Moo moo.
A
Oh.
massive tardigrade.
Massive
gosh.
tardigrades.
Continent-sized tardigrade.
That-
I ran
I'm
a
here for that.
campaign where my players fought one of those.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love
I don't
that.
care
Is
if
that
it'll
tiny?
kill me. I want to pet it.
A continent-sized Anomalocaris.
I want to pet it.
Doing their best.
I'm doing my
They-
best.
Killing
The players-
thousands of ships.
The players had found a wizard's tower and they were looking for a certain
Yeah.
person, and they came across a little mini world that the wizard had created, and they had to use a spell to shrink themselves, and they went into microscopic size and had to fight things that were like germs or
Mm-hmm. That's
uh,
cool.
the tart
So
whatever
cool.
things. Tardigrade.
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 I played such a silly character in that one. It was so much fun.
That's so great.
It was fun, and
His name was.
Yeah, you were the
he was
muffin
drill.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
and
great.
then to get big, they had to use a special magic phrase that I'm sure they
Get
remember.
big, baby.
Yeah, get big, baby.
I turned into a giant lizard and I ran around. It was great.
Was that my
I was-
goblin with the missing fingers and toes?
Maybe.
The sharpshooter goblin.
Maybe.
I know
Oh, the-
someone
Druid
had
barbarian.
it was really silly. Someone had the glasses or the goggles that made you have eagle eyes or whatever.
That was not the same game.
Not the same one.
No, because I had a sharpshooter goblin that had the eyes of the eagle.
Oh my
And
gosh.
You were like, there's a pile of treasure and stuff. I'm like, I can see up to several miles. Can I see what it is? And you're like,
Gosh.
damn it.
Yeah. That was a lot. I was like, damn it, this guy's always seeing everything.
I have expertise in perception.
Oh gosh.
I can see forever.
I can see colors.
Everyone
I
can see
see
colors.
every
I know.
expression.
I have a migraine. I've had a migraine for 4 days. Leave me
Yeah,
alone.
I won't.
Yeah, that's not happening. But
I
good
can see
luck,
the
though.
egg in the center of the earth.
I can see the egg.
The giant egg.
I know it's an egg.
I hate. And you know what? That's great. You're wrong.
I don't care.
I love Fina.
I love playing
I
a
love
character that
her.
doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
I love Fina.
We're doing our best.
I'm curious of whether her way of interpreting language is just like a thing or something more serious.
I'm
Mhm.
trying to figure that
Like-
out.
Because I don't like that may just be the way some people interpret language. I know there are weird stuff like that.
Well, it's kind of like if you learned a bunch of languages and you have zero memory of
Uh-huh.
when you learned those languages, do you still know those languages?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out
Yeah.
Here, out here being a polyglot and shit.
Or she's actually a like automaton with like flesh.
Yeah.
Hey,
She's like a T1000. Who knows?
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
Hey. Leave my race out of your mouth.
damn.
Get my name out of your goddamn mouth.
No. I don't know how to decipher what I was told in the whispers. It's like everything is like, no, she's not connected to you. But it's like, but I had a thing. How do I don't know what the thing I'm talking about is. How do I describe it to somebody else?
Yeah.
And she
What?
doesn't know anything.
She has no idea what's going on. And I get to use my favorite mechanic from Tasha's. She is a sidekick.
No.
Hooray.
I'm so excited. I love her so much.
I love sidekicks.
She's great.
God, I was looking at him like, how dumb do I make her? I'll make her pretty dumb.
She's pretty smart, considering
Yeah,
she
She's
doesn't
pretty
know
smart.
anything.
She just doesn't know anything. She's got high
Mhm.
wisdom.
Oh
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the sentiment.
She's kind of got an opposite of Boat situation going because he has like max intelligence. She has very high wisdom and very low intelligence.
And I have good wisdom as well, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
we're still just like,
Just
not familiar with the world.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
rolled a really high history check. You've been awake for 4 months though, so
Yeah, like,
The drawback.
probably wouldn't have prioritized learning about that stuff.
if it were like make a history check for Boat. Oh, okay, got it. Locked in.
sold.
Quadruple advantage. Vote check.
Quadruple advantage.
Double it. Give it to Boat.
Expertise. Guidance.
Automatic nat 20.
Treat any roll under a 1 or under a 10 as a 20.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
That's crazy.
You can't wait.